welcome to the weekly InSalt, not so weekly InSalt.
Talking to your mic.
I mean, I'm there. I was trying to be louder.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
want it to get all poppy. Or there's does that weird thing when I talk too loud, super close to the mic. But yeah, it's been a while. That's because I never released the last episode because we're busy. The summertime is so busy for us. You know, I was really happy with the amount of camping we did this year. Kind of a little bit bittersweet that it's over at this point.
What'd we get in? 4 trips?
We got in 4 trips. Yeah, that's pretty ambitious for us, I think.
Seems like it doesn't seem like a lot, but it kind of is.
Yeah,
Just because the amount of work that it takes to pull it all off.
yeah,
And most of those were not just like 2-nighter trips.
Yeah, not like a weekend.
yeah.
One night.
My name is Wade, by the way, if you don't know that. I'm here with Ches.
Hey, I'm Ches.
And I'm here with Kurt,
I'm
the
here.
sound guy.
Just the sound guy today,
Just the sound guy today, you know? Let's keep it easy. This is episode 347, which is important to note because if you read the title, you'll notice that it says episode 346 and 347. I just combined both of them because that other one's sitting around anyway. It doesn't make sense to release them both separately on the same day. Like, just combine them both. So you get an extra long episode today. Just think of it that way. But this is 347. If you stick around, you can listen to 346. Or if you don't want to listen to this one, you can just jump an hour ahead and go listen to 346. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You consume the content in the way that you see fit. But that's what happened is we just got, oh shit, my microphone. We just got busy, you know? Oh, did I break it? I've been wondering when I was going to break this microphone stand, Kurt.
No, we got some extras.
Oh, no, we didn't break it.
Oh, sweet.
We don't have the new stand isn't in the budget, guys.
Yeah. It'd only been the screw. I think we could afford a screw.
Well, I remember the last one sheared off on the inside.
And we couldn't get it back out.
I
Yeah.
think the hot and cold fluctuations between the seasons here don't do our equipment any good. Yeah, we did a lot of camping. I know you guys heard about a lot of our camping because, I mean, we just kind of talk about what we've been up to and kind of some local things, and that's what we've been up to. Really enjoying the camping this year, really getting out into nature. We went down to Fish Lake, been to Strawberry a number of times. Our last trip was unique in the sense that we finally got bad weather.
Yeah,
Well,
It rained, and it wasn't bad weather. It was like the fun bad weather. I don't mind rain when we're camping because I feel like it's just extra nature.
I mind rain when it rains all day.
All day
Yeah.
to prevent you from being outdoors. Yeah, that kind of sucks. And if you're in a tent, rain usually sucks. You know, because then,
All you can do is sleep.
oh yeah, we can do is sit in the tent.
yeah, because we got a little rain while I was trying to set up my trailer on
When we
Wednesday.
first got there,
Well,
yeah.
when we first got there, but it was just a little shower. Enough that's like as soon as it rains, it's like I got to get this damp sweatshirt off.
Yeah, that was my favorite. One of my favorite moments is Kurt was kind of in his own world in the trailer. We're outside trying to help you set up, and I'm like, open the awning, and he's like, for what? I'm like, so don't get rained on. It's raining out here. You're like, oh shit. And you leveling your trailer.
I never connected that in my mind.
I know.
The awning's used for shade, and it's fucking raining.
I'm like, I just don't want to
Like,
get wet.
Oh yeah, it'll keep you dry too.
It's like I didn't think about it for a minute too, and then I was standing right by your trailer door, like underneath where the awning would come out anyway, and I'm like, why isn't the awning out? I guess we should probably just use that. What connected it in my mind was like to stop some of the mud. I thought if it was going to rain a while, it'd get muddy. So if you put your awning out, at least we'd have like some dry dirt somewhere. Luckily, it didn't rain that much on Wednesday for it to get muddy. That was more of like a enjoyable rain. I'd say.
Yeah.
It was enough that you were a little bit damp, but it didn't make it too cold, and it
And it dried in just a matter of minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. On Friday, it was a different story.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest Utah rainstorms I've been in. It almost reminded me of Florida, but we saw the storm coming in. We weren't sure which direction the clouds were going. We were in a weird weather pattern right then, like some high and low pressures were coming through. It was coming from like northeast to south, or northwest to southeast, kind of like a really weird. But out of nowhere, it just starts pouring rain, and it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. It lasted about, 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
I'd say
Half an hour?
maybe half hour the most.
Yeah. But this happened at probably one of the worst possible times because there's 2 people that couldn't come up on Wednesday. Now 2 groups coming up on Friday that couldn't come up on Wednesday. And one of them, James, he's been on the show. James Allen has been on the show. You can go back and listen to some of his episodes. But his family was coming in. His wife had to drive separate with the kids. They're in school right now. So in the middle of this rainstorm happens to be the exact time that she's going to be here. And
Or getting ready to leave.
she was showing up, like to the dirt road around the time the rain was happening.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was a little.
So James is like, we need to get in your truck and go right now. And everybody knows, I think, at this point that I got a new Tacoma. And so it's very capable of handling in that. But it's still like my baby. It's new enough that like I'm still paying for it. I haven't broken anything on it yet, other than my windshield having an issue. But it's still like new to me. So like getting it out in the mud is very foreign. Like the slipperiness, it just scares the shit out of me.
You need better tires.
I do need better tires, which that's almost time for me to replace my tires. So I'm going to get a way more aggressive tire.
KOA2s.
No, those
Yeah.
KO2s.
Whatever.
BF Goodrich
Marty was talking to me
KO2s.
about some good tires too. His Toyota, so they're pretty good. But I've got a whole bunch of research I got to do on that.
Well, I'll never get another tire.
Neither, same here.
Yeah.
Even when I buy a new truck or whatever, a new vehicle, I want these taken off, and I want the BFG all-terrains.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into the truck stuff later because I have another thing about that that I want to talk about. But we get up to the top of. We're in a valley. You can look it up on Google Maps. It's by the guard station in Strawberry. That's as much as I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
Because it's getting way too crowded up there. But it's a little valley, and you drive out of this dirt road past this little corral, and you go up this hill, and you can sit at the top of the hill to see a good ways down the dirt road to see if somebody's coming. So we make it up there. On the way up, it's not too bad. Driving up in mud isn't that scary because you're using most of your power anyway in your truck, right? You're keeping your momentum. And we get to the top of the hill. It's dumping rain. The dirt road now looks like a river instead of a road. And we're looking across the other valley next to us, and James goes, I think the road is dry over there. And I'm like, there's no way. We're in a massive rainstorm right now. There's no way it can be dry over there. Finally, the rain, I was like, let's just stay here till the rain lets up because it'll probably run off pretty quickly and we'll be able to get down there. So it does. We creep our way down there, sliding all over the place, and I turn the corner, and it's bone dry. It didn't even rain over there.
That's weird.
It was really, yeah. And I was like, dude, it's dry enough that we're kicking up dust now. It was really, really weird. We told his wife, as soon as you hit the dirt road, put it in four-wheel drive and be really careful because it's going to be muddy. And we waited like 5 minutes, and she was up to where we were. She's like, I don't know what you guys were talking about with the mud. I'm like, well, come over this hill.
Wait till we go around this corner.
Yeah. And then the road to our camp, I mean, that was the squirreliest part.
That was a
Yeah.
treacherous.
It got crazy,
That
dude.
was the only worst part of that entire place. Was
Yeah.
the road to our camp.
Yeah. But it was fun to be in the rain and to experience that because for me personally, that's how you get experience doing that type of thing. Is you just have to do it.
Exactly.
People can't tell you how to let's go off road in the mud. They can't tell you how to be good at that. You just have to feel it and do it, or else you'll never learn. And every time you do it, you learn something different, which is fun. But
I think that when we took that back road up to Strawberry, that was probably the worst of that.
That
you'll
was
ever experience.
way
last year
worse.
when we did the sightseeing, or just
Yeah.
way
looking
worse
for
than
other-
this. Yeah, that was sketchy.
that was.
Well, especially because we got to the end of it and there was that mud hole that it was raining, so it's more full of water than normal. And it was so full that we didn't have confidence that we could hit the go around path without sliding in. So it was just one of those moments where it was like, we just have to commit.
I'm like, we know what it's like going back the other way, and it's not good.
I'm not going back another hour going that way, dude. There was sketchy moments the whole drive.
Man.
But we did it. We went through that mud. I think that's the deepest water my truck has ever been into.
Yeah,
Like,
you're halfway up your door.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. It definitely was like you hit the water and you felt like, as the driver of the truck, you felt the weight of the vehicle become less. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like you could tell you're like,
we're kind of floating.
we're kind of floating here.
Yeah.
So just keep the power going and hope you can get out. We did. And this wasn't like the road that we were on this time. The ruts were crazy.
Yeah, the river deep.
Like it's the first time that I've ever been like, you can't avoid it because you can't steer. Anyway, it's so muddy that your steering wheel, your wheels could be fully turned to the right and you're still going straight. It doesn't matter, And so you just have to press the gas until your wheels hit the bushes. And then they just use the bushes as traction to climb out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I bought it for. That's the fun part.
You should go where the ruts are going to take you.
You just have to sometimes. Just make sure that they're not deep enough. You're going to get high centered.
Exactly.
But and when we talk about this too, we're not, I know it sounds like we're just out there being a bunch of hooligans and we're not prepared. We're prepared. We have recovery gear. Jez has a whole recovery gear thing. I was out there with a air compressor in case we got flats. You know, we've got enough trucks out there that we could pull an RV out if we had to.
Yeah, and Marty had a full recovery gear set.
Yeah, we were prepared for pretty much anything, but we didn't have to use it, which is cool. I did get stuck in one puddle, but that's because I forgot to put it in two-wheel drive.
Or four-wheel drive.
I put it in two. I took it out of four.
You said you forgot to put it in two-wheel drive.
I put it in. Oh yeah, I forgot to put it back in four. I was stuck in two.
But yeah, but then as soon as you put it in four-wheel drive, you were out of it. So
yeah. My car just had to sit in the puddle for a minute.
But yeah, and we had to get the one RV out on Sunday. We put one vehicle with recovery gear in front, another vehicle with recovery gear behind it.
Yeah.
So we were covered on either end of that thing to get it out. So,
dude, I think one thing that has made it so much easier going camping or off-roading in bigger groups like that is buying these radios that we bought. Like we all have a set of 2 radios, so we've got like 8 radios when we're up there, and everybody, even the people that don't own them, can have one. So if you leave the camp or anytime anybody left, we just always had a radio on in the trailer and then radios in all the vehicles that were gone. And so you can it's just so much easier to coordinate. As we were driving out the RV, we had radio in front, radio behind, so it's like your back's good.
Yep.
You're not going to scrape this.
We just need
it so much easier.
A base station, send it up in a balloon.
Yeah.
We just have like one of those World War II hydrogen balloons that's just tethered to our campsite.
Yep.
I'm sure the other campers won't mind.
Yeah.
I mean, we did look at getting repeaters. It's just expensive, man.
Yeah, it's like $400.
And like, how much is it going to help? We need to get some higher wattage radios.
But yeah, that's the thing though with getting a repeater. I mean, if we have a base station at camp, I mean, it's only going to work if the camp is halfway between us or whatever. Yeah,
or if we camp on somewhere at a high, if the trailer's at a high point on a ridge or something, it'll go a lot further.
But yeah, I mean, but if we're still trying to get to somebody back at camp, that's the same place the repeater's at. So
yeah, the repeater doesn't really matter. It's just to repeat your signal to somebody else, which might work. I don't know. Maybe we could get a signal out pretty far. But then you get into licensing things like, well, we all have our GMRS license, so we all have call signs you have to use when you're using a repeater, which makes it. I don't want to say it sounds a lot cringy, but it's not like your two-way radios you had when you were a kid, or like what we use. You have to
step up from FRS, like just walkie-talkie stuff, but it's a step below ham.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how you use the radio when you are broadcasting that far.
Yeah,
which is more than I ever want to know about two-way radios, but they've been helpful.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely want to get at least a 5-watt handheld.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be worth at least seeing what the difference is. But we had pretty good range when we were up there this last time. I don't know what changed, but it seemed different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just getting more comfortable using the radios.
That could be too.
Yeah.
Atmospheric pressure working better with you.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I know with some AM, you can get it from there are certain times you can get them to
bounce it off the atmosphere.
Yeah, you can get signals from California in Salt Lake at certain times of day.
Yeah, we definitely can't transmit AM.
No.
I'm sure there's a plethora of licensing to do that.
Yeah, that definitely takes a full FCC license.
Yeah, that does.
Not just the FCC GMRS license that we have.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of, what we just talked about is kind of the reason why we've been having gaps between releasing content. We'd love to do it every week. If only we could explain the amount of stress and coordination it takes to do one of these every week.
Yeah.
We did good for a while, but it just gets to a point where other things take the focus. I mean, we're getting into wintertime now. Things are cooling down, or into fall. And once we get into wintertime, it'll be a lot easier to do it because not as many trips, and you're kind of just, riding out the winter. It's easier to focus on this stuff because everything else kind of calms down. There's a lot that went on this summer.
So yeah, I've still got one more camping trip planned, but that's not until November.
Yeah, which you're going down south anyways.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
Going to Moab, so. But it's still going to be cold.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to camp where we camped in November.
No.
You might not make it in or out.
Exactly.
So that's what's been going on with us. I think a lot of it is just the trips and stuff, but also on the other hand, there's guests. I still have a list of guests, but I've probably reached out to 4 or 5 different people to get them on the show, and it's just a constant like, let's schedule for this weekend. I can't. I'm out of town. Let's schedule for this weekend. Oh, that's not good for me. I've got this going on. Or how about this weekend? Then we've got something going on. And so it's a back and forth. And after like focusing on that for like 2 days and just getting shot down, it's like, fine. We'll just wait then.
It's like, fine, we'll wait till the weather changes and the weather's not as good.
Yeah. But we've still got some of that stuff coming up. I'm sure we'll be a little more consistent over the fall and winter. We'll see what happens. I don't know. What else did we talk about before? That's the problem is we talk before the show with the mic off, and then as soon as the mic turns on, we go down a rabbit hole, and then I can't remember what we were going to discuss.
Yeah, now we're going to talk some of the improvements, or not, I guess maybe improvements, parents' improvements that Kurt's made on his trailer.
Yeah. We can talk about the trailer stuff. What made you want to do all those updates to your trailer? Well, first of all, tell the audience what it is.
Well, I just have a small 21-foot trailer. It sleeps 6 uncomfortably, but 2 fairly comfortably. I don't know. I've had it for a few years now and decided to make some visual changes to it. So all I did was just add some forestry-looking peel and stick wallpaper to some areas, but it looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
I mean, if you're spending a lot of time in there, you might as well make it comfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm probably going to try and add some shelves just so there's more places to put shit.
Yep.
And,
Yeah. I think the best upgrade you made, though, is making the lights warmer.
Oh, yeah. The lights were 4,000 Kelvin or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever the white number is.
Yeah, whatever the white number is. Like bright
like
white.
office white, basically,
Yeah.
or retail space white.
Yeah, it was so bright that you have to shield your eyes.
I wonder if they do that when they are showing it, like make sure that to show you how bright it is in there. But
Maybe.
like, no, sitting in it is kind of obnoxious because you're out in the wilderness
It's
and
awful.
pitch black, and then you walk in there and those lights are bright white.
Yeah, it's like staring at God.
Yeah, you got to let your eyes adjust, and you go outside, you can't see shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So instead of replacing all of the light fixtures, I just added some lighting gel that I got because it was going to cost like $20 per light, and I've got 7 lights in there. I didn't want to spend that much, so I just spent $15 on lighting gels and cut out the gel and shoved it in there.
Yep,
and that works too. So
yeah, that's kind of the fun thing about like probably working on the trailer is it's not like your house, right? Like if you're gonna make that update in your house, you just spend the money because you're living in your house.
yeah,
But the trailer, it's like you come up with you're a little bit more MacGyver-y, You gotta break out the duct tape and the scissors and whatever else. You just kind of mash it together and hope it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try again. I think that's been the fun thing about going camping so much this year is that it like when you go consistently, it kind of shows you ways you can improve your efficiency. You know what I mean? Like by the end of the summer, we've got like the trailer stuff just down, dude. After a few years of doing it, and then this year it's just like I know exactly what needs to happen when it needs to happen. We can just set that thing up and take it down pretty quickly. Whereas the first few times we did it, it felt like a chore almost.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just feels like one of those tasks that you know what to do. You just have to get through it.
Yeah,
which is nice.
So go ahead.
I got a funny story that kind of goes along with all of this yesterday. So I'm working on my trailer, right? Just kind of trying to get this wallpaper all put up and working on the lights and stuff. And my weird neighbor that lives next door to me.
To the north?
Yeah, she's a
real treat.
She is a real treat, man. Yeah, whatever.
We're making an understatement, by the way. She's fucking crazy,
man. Yeah, she one year she went and drew tits on the street with chalk, and the city got all mad at her for it. So
it's just crazy that she's a fully grown woman.
Oh yeah,
and she's like, you know what'd be a great idea today? If I just drew big sidewalk chalk titties on the street.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. She's like, I don't know, 46.
Okay, yeah. She seems
40s.
older than that.
I don't know. Maybe she's 49. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's a grown-ass woman. Anyway, so I'm working on my trailer. I'm inside, and I've got the door wide open, and she comes and knocks on the door. She's like, "Hey!" I'm like, "Oh God!" She's like, "What are you doing?"
She heard
like,
you out there. She's got to come talk to you.
Yeah, that's exactly what she does. And I know she's just trying to get ammunition. She's trying to get gossip so that she can spread it around the neighborhood, because that's what she does.
Yeah.
And because every time she comes over to talk to me, she tells me about all these other people that live around, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you ever thought about minding your own goddamn business? And so she comes over and knocks on the door, and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "I'm working on my trailer." And she's like, "Oh, can I come in?" And I'm like, "Yeah, come on in." And she comes.
She locks the door behind her, and Kurt's now in her sex dungeon.
Yeah. Well, she comes up. She comes up the stairs and comes in. And she's like, "It stinks in here. Did you fart?" And I looked at her like all offended. Like, how could you accuse me of such atrocities? I looked at her dead in the eye, and I was like, "Yeah." Like 5 times. It's pretty bad, isn't it? She got all mad and left.
Speaking
it
of the
made my
woes,
day. It really did.
yeah, I mean, when you have a neighbor like that, I think it's more fun just to mess around with them. You know, like,
Yeah, I ripped ass in there a few times. She come up to the door. I'm like, "Yeah, get on in here." It was
you
great.
turn the AC off, make it real warm in there.
Yeah, it was not running.
Yeah. It's been pretty mild lately, but that's another thing about the trailer, man, is you have to remember things that you deal with like that too. Like 5 days of people pooping in there's got to leave, and then that comes with its own side effects of like today we've got to go do some maintenance on the trailer anyway, because when you're at the dump station, it never really seems like you have enough time to do everything, because there's always somebody behind you, or you're just in a hurry to get out of there. And so every now and then you just got to do extra to make sure it stays nice and clean.
Yeah.
Especially with, I mean, you always eat good when you're camping, but it always got to come out the other end.
Yeah.
You know? And the smells, man. The first time I went into the bathroom while we were camping, I opened that thing up and I like released the seal, dude. I'm like, oh, I got to turn the fan on, dude. That thing's rank down there.
You depressurized it.
I'm surprised it didn't. Like MRE Steve, nice hiss. You open it, go.
It's like opening a soda.
Yeah, opening an MRE from 1945, just been festering. But I thought we had a good time. I mean, 5 days is pushing it a little bit. One thing that I think that was on our side for this trip, though, which a lot of people made this comment, was the whole state is under fire restrictions, so you can't have a fire. If you want to have a fire, you have to bring propane fire pit, which we did do. But the nice thing about that is when you go to bed or you come home, you don't smell like a campfire. But the downside is everybody loves a campfire. Just a good old wood burning fire. Which, I mean, maybe we can come up with something. Like, I know you can get a wood-burning stove. I think you can still burn it as long as it's got a 5-foot chimney on it. That'd be cool. But we've got the propane fire pit already.
Yeah.
We just need a bigger one. We need to replace the regulator on it.
Did you get that thing like 8-foot flames?
Fuck yeah.
Just take the regulator off of it.
Then I can use that 100-pound tank I have.
Yeah.
We just got to haul it around then. We can't talk to each other around the campfire because we're all sitting like 20 feet away. It's so
Let someone turn down the jet engine, please.
The ranger comes over. He's like, well, technically it's not illegal, but I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Good call. We don't know how we feel about it either.
Yeah, we just thought it was cool, man. We're burning through a 5-pound tank in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can do that. I'm going to look that up.
I don't know if it's a great idea to bypass regulators on a propane tank.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, they're there for a reason.
Well, there's a lot of things that are there for a reason.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And that's why you improve it and do your own thing.
I'm not saying it's an improvement. The regulator, I think, also has safety checks in it.
Just put a different one on.
I think the last place I want a shrapnel wound is out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to shrapnel.
Yeah, let's wait till we take some first aid classes and get some decent first aid kits to take with us.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to take some of those pretty soon, too, because I've been doing security at the Pearl a little bit more.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think we have 5 minutes, but maybe we just run into the break for this if we got enough steam. And I had to work Friday. It was fine. Like, the Pearl is a venue. We've talked about it. They sponsored us for a while. And So they're just a music venue. So they have a number of things that go on there: children's plays, metal concerts, raves. And this was a rave. It's a furry rave. We talked about it like I think 4 or 5 episodes ago. You can go listen to all the interesting talk about that. Great community. They're super nice, right? But what we found out on Friday is that they attract attention, and it was a pretty much sold out show. Hundreds of people, right? And it's hot as hell in the venue, and so everybody's coming out front. It's an all ages show, no alcohol, so that doesn't mean that people aren't drinking. They're just not drinking in the venue. You know, we keep an eye on that, and whatever they do in the parking lot is up to them. You know, I'm not going to police the parking lot. But so there were people that had been consuming alcohol, but they're all standing outside, and now we've got a new problem, which is the crowd outside is pretty large, and so it's attracting attention, which is causing people to like. I saw a dude rev his motorcycle, and then he popped the clutch accidentally, almost crashed into a car in front of him, trying to show off, you know. And this was a 50-year-old dude that did it. Like, yeah, dude, you're sick. But the other attention that attracted when I first got there is this is sickening to me. And I kind of want to ask you guys, like, what's the line? Where do you draw the line? To me, I don't think I'm okay with, I know I'm not okay with this, but technically it's not illegal. I don't know until a certain part, right? But we start by just manning the doors. There's so many people out front. There's 2 doors. We take both doors and we just make sure everybody's got wristbands, right? Nobody's getting in for free. And I notice out on the street, there's this guy, an older guy, gray hair. He's on a motorcycle and he just looks out of place, which was like the first red flag for me. You know, I'm like, hey, we need to keep an eye on this guy. I don't know what he's doing. We're at a rave of like 18 to 25-year-olds, and this old guy that's like in his 60s is here talking to these girls that are barely wearing anything, right? And so the first red flag is you're out of place, but you're also talking to these young, basically kids. They're legal adults, but I mean, I think we can all agree that when you're 18, you're like, I'm an adult now. I don't have to listen to anybody, but you still don't know shit.
Exactly.
And so part of our responsibility doing security is to just keep everybody safe, but then also like watch out for weirdness. So I had my eye on him for a while. He drives away. He comes back up the street and then like combat parks his bike between 2 parallel parked cars. And I'm like, that's a little weird too. Why is he over there? And there's a whole group across the street that he gets off his bike and starts talking to. And these are a bunch of guys, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. I see him reach into his like saddlebags and he's pulling out drinks. And I'm like, that's kind of weird because now he's providing alcohol to these kids. He doesn't know if they're old enough, you know, to be drinking. They were drinking over there. And like that sets off another red flag. A little while later, he walks across the street. I think he's built up his courage now or whatever. He's drunk enough. He walks across the street and he tries to go in the door. Walking past me, I grab his arm. I'm like, you need a wristband. And he's like, oh, I don't have one. I was like, well, then you can't get in. He's like, I'm just going in to look for a minute. I'm like, no, you can't go in and look for a minute. I'm like, you've been kind of loitering around here and stuff anyway. If you want to go to the show, you got to buy a ticket over there. He goes to the next door and same thing. So he can't get in. He realizes that we're security and he walks down the street to the corner. So at this point, I'm now thinking, okay, there's no security out back. I need to go out back. So I ran through the venue and went out the back door because I'm thinking he's coming around the back now. I radio back to the guy at the front door and I say, hey, is he still out there? Because there's nobody back here. It's pretty quiet back here. And he's like, yeah, come back up front. And so I run back up front and there's a girl out there that's like, this guy just groped me. And we're like, okay, tell us what happened. And he's like, he came up and said like, oh, you're just a blessing to me and blah, blah, blah. And he put his arm around me and grabbed my ass. And then I was like, well, where is he? And he had like run down to the shadows and cut across the street and got on his bike and like tore off really fast. So first of all, he knew what he was doing. He was there setting it up. And then he got away with it once and then he tore off. Like, I can't believe that a fully grown male adult in his like 50s or 60s is spending his time on a Friday night doing that shit to like these poor kids, right? And then it gets worse.
Yeah, I can think of better things to do.
Like, I mean, there's nothing illegal about you like pulling up in your car and sitting in your car and like taking in the scenery. Sure, that's maybe a little bit weird, but like at least you're not a full-blown pervert, you know? But that's where it's like the groping part is obviously illegal. You don't touch somebody else unless you have permission to do that, especially like somebody of that age. Are you assaulting a minor? No, they're 18, but still,
Still, it's illegal.
Weird.
To sexually assault.
Yes, illegal. Sexual assault is illegal, which thank God, one of the people got his license plate. They thought he was weird too, and they took a picture of his license plate and his motorcycle and everything. So there's probably a report that's going to get filed for that. But it gets even worse because then I think the rave went until 2 a.m. So at the very least, we're there until 2 a.m. I don't think I got home until 3 a.m. But after midnight, we kick everybody off the street. You're either leaving or you're coming in. And then once you come out, you're not going back in, right? Because crowd control, noise ordinances, traffic problems, just to make sure that we're not causing more problems than necessary. So there's not very many people out on the street at this point. And this guy comes up. I think he was probably like Indian or Iranian or something like that. He comes up. He looks out of place again. He comes up and he's like, "Oh, what is this? I thought it was a strip club." I'm like, "Oh, no, this isn't a strip club." And that's the really weird way to start a conversation. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, well, are there people drinking in there?" I'm like, "This all ages show, so there's no drinking allowed." And he was like, "Oh, well, what is this?" And so he's asking all these questions. He's asking specifics. And I eventually just tell him like, "Hey, look, man, here's the website. You can come to any other of these shows here." He's like, "You guys got some really nice ladies in there." And I was like, "These are girls. They're pretty young, dude." I mean, now you're starting to talk about like staring at the girls. Like, you can't just hang out. I'm like, you can't just hang out right here on the sidewalk. I'm just going to have to ask you to go. If you want to hang out, go across the street. But you can't be right here in front of the venue, You're obviously not coming in. You're just standing here awkwardly.
Technically, he can.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically he can, but I want him as far away as possible at this point,
But all he had to say was, "No, I can stay right here."
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have done anything about that, but... I mean, of course,
but it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he stood there for a little bit, and it was really weird because he's standing here and he's looking through the ticket booth window where there's a ton of people in there, right? And I can tell he's not interested in talking to me. He's interested in staring at all the women inside.
So you're getting his field of view.
Yeah, and I did. I'm like, hey, I get it. I understand. Just go to your car, whatever. He does. And he goes, sits in his car, and I think that his plan, at least what it seemed like. He asked, when is it over? And I was like, well, we have to be done by 2, And I'm realizing the whole time he's gathering information. This guy, to me, is now more dangerous than the previous guy.
Yes.
The previous guy minded his own business and kind of did his own thing and then had one incident and realized he was going to get in trouble and he left. This guy is now making a plan, which is what scared me. What time is it? Are there drunk people in there?
Yeah.
What time is it over? And so now I'm alerting the venue to... When we push everybody out of here at 2, all security needs to be out front until people get to their cars, because this guy is looking for a drunk 18-year-old that goes out and sits on the curb waiting for their Uber, and he's just going to pretend he's an Uber, and they're going to get in the car with him. And I'm not okay with that, So we need to. Luckily, he gets bored and he leaves, but that doesn't mean that this.
No, what you did was good.
Yeah.
You did enough to where he realized that he can't do anything.
Yeah, he realized that we were sitting at the front door. Like ever since since the first incident happened, we always had somebody at the front door the whole rest of the night. Like you're not, as long as there's people out here, there's a security guy out here too. It has to be that way. So no, one of us always stayed at the front door. But I think he did find. He was sitting in his car trying to find his in, and we were sitting out there, and we just kept I kept glancing over at him, and he would make eye contact with me, and then I'd check everything else, come back, see that he's still there, so he knows that we're watching him. And I think he was like, shit, this just isn't gonna work, I just better go home. And then when he left, he had the audacity to wave, "See you later, guys." Like, nah, dude, I will remember your face forever.
Yeah.
But I just can't believe that, like, I don't think that those kids know, like,
well, there's a lot of weird people.
The dangers that they're
sure.
in their environment, because they're doing a rave. They're dressed up in furry costumes, which is already like a fetish for people. They don't look at it that way. They just look at it as their community they're in. But then they also dress really skimpy, like, because it's hot as shit. So of course there's girls in there that are just in like a bikini, right? And there's people not wearing their shirts and shit. Not women, but like guys. They're just very little clothing because it's so hot, and they're wearing a fursuit in the heat. So when they need to take a break, they take it off, go outside, take that off, and then they're in their bikini, right?
The drugs that are on make them hot.
I'm not saying that they're on drugs, but there's probably a high possibility that there's a lot of that going on. It's a rave, right? But the thing that is getting scary is that attracts attention, and thank God they have a place like the Pro that they can go to do that safely, because I was talking to some of them, they're like, oh yeah, we used to just host these under the viaduct downtown. Like we just rave until the cops shut it down. And it's like, do you realize how dangerous that is? There's people like this that are lurking around just like you're a gold mine for them.
Yeah.
You know? And the lengths that they go to try and trick you into going with them is insane. I can't believe that there's people in the world that go around and do that. I don't know. I mean, it makes me wonder when I was a kid, you know, how many situations I'd been in that are pretty close to going south and you just don't know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think half the people there knew even what was going on. They're just enjoying their night, you know? Which is, I guess, the reason why I have security. But keep your eyes open. If you're going to do that stuff, be safe about it. If somebody's out of place at a place that you are, your gut is probably correct. They probably shouldn't be there. And there's probably something more going on than you know. Because instantly those two... You're so out of place that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you're up to something, and both of the times, you know, I was right. So it just bothered me so much, dude. I came home Friday and I couldn't fall asleep because it was bothering me. I'm like so mad at this guy. Like, how dare you, dude? Yeah. And do I have to care? No, I don't. I don't know any of these kids, but it's just like the audacity of somebody to do that. It just blows my mind. It's so far out of the realm of something that I'd ever be capable of doing that I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude? That's insane. Jeez. I'm still mad about it. I had to get it out on the podcast, dude. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back with more.
Yeah. Reset.
And we're back. Weekly InSalt, episode 347. You guys are in charge for this half of the show because I don't know what else I have, honestly. I mean, we kind of hit everything in the beginning. Kurt, you got government stuff. You want to talk government stuff other than like the ICE raid and declaring war on Chicago?
No. Well, your Trump renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Or I think it just went back to the Department of War, because I think that's what it originally was, and it got changed to the Department of Defense. So he's now put it. But I think it was a long time ago they got changed to the Department of Defense.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a long time ago. Maybe we should get our facts right, huh?
But
that was about it.
But
okay, well, thanks for listening.
This has been your weekly InSalt.
We're out of here now.
You heard about the radioactive shrimp that was sold at Walmart?
No,
that was a little while ago, but yeah, there was some some frozen shrimp that got recalled.
Nice.
And they were radioactive.
And then I also heard that it was way blown out of proportion.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything's radioactive, right? There's always background radiation.
Yeah, basically, from what I heard, it wasn't the shrimp itself. It's not like they passed those through some nuclear core or anything like that, but it was the shipping container that they were in.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like, hey man, what was in that previous storage container? Oh, just some nuclear waste. Yeah, throw the shrimp in there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then the level of the radiation was a fraction of what is deemed like the safe level.
Yeah.
So like it was almost like non-existent levels compared to like what is considered safe.
And I do want to shame some of the local news agencies here in Utah for bringing that up, saying that that Utahns should be warned about this and throw away the shrimp and blah blah blah, but none of them were shipped
to Utah. Yeah.
Like, so now just have a shrimp panic.
Yeah, thanks news agencies for creating that scare when it wasn't necessary.
Well, that's because the news doesn't sell the news; it sells sensation.
Yeah,
you have to have an exciting story to get your advertisements watched to make money.
Get those clicks on those links.
Yep. That's the dangerous thing about the news is that they have to make it sensational or else you don't watch it. It's just like any other TV show, only it's just reporting on things that happen in real life, but like obviously the reporter is going to take the liberties in making their story better than somebody else's because they want to be promoted in their job and they want to be on all the top stories, you know? So of course they're going to embellish a little bit, let's say.
Yeah, it was also like, there's another one with Trump cancels Harris's Secret Service protection.
Oh.
And then you read the article, it's like
yeah.
She was only supposed to have it for 6 months, which is the standard for all vice presidents. and Biden had extended it, and then 2 months, Trump had like an extra 2 months, and it's like, okay, that's enough's enough.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't, you have to read through the entire article, and before it says, "Oh, this is standard procedure."
Anyway, yeah,
yeah.
It builds it up. I could probably look at articles on my phone right now, and the titles of them. It's like, what?
They're all clickbaity.
They are.
It's like, just tell us the truth right off the bat.
Let's see. Oh yeah, here. Utah's gender wage gap hits the highest in the nation. That's the title. So you're already saying that we are well above everybody else, or it infers that we are high, astronomically higher than everybody else in the nation. But it doesn't tell you in the title. You'd have to go read it. Followed by the most important article that my phone could serve me at this moment. Why is ice slippery? That's another thing I hate about the news is I've always had this gripe, but you know how you'll go to KSL's website or Fox News or MSNBC, and then or CNN's really bad with it, but you'll go and the article, it looks like an article, you click it and it's just a video of them talking about it on TV, but when you click play on the video, they got to play an advertisement first.
Yeah.
You're going there to get news that's probably pretty important, and then it's like, oh, wait a second, before we tell you how this shit's the world's ending, watch this Toyota ad, dude. Or watch this Little Caesars ad. But the world runs off advertising. We've had plenty of podcasts about that.
Here's the most important one. Utah football moves up in the AP 25 rankings as BYU remains on the outside.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Did you see the score of the BYU game last night? They just destroyed. I don't even know who they were playing. It was 24-0 at one point.
Yeah, they played Stanford.
Oh, okay.
But no, it was the Utah game that got out of hand.
I didn't really see much about the Utah game. My phone was trying to shove live notifications down my throat about it yesterday, and I'm like, I don't really care that much about college football.
Utah was 63-9. But they played Cal Poly, which is a lower division college team.
Huh.
So Utah was favored by 41.5 points. When I saw that, I'm like, that's a game I would probably take the under on. I'm like, Utah's not going to cover that.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, the Coach Witt won't let him do that, but nope. Then they ended up winning by.
Oh, one Utah thing that we can talk about, which has been in the local news lately, is the magnesium company has been ordered by the state to stop diverting water out of the Great Salt Lake. And it's probably, I think it's made national headlines now, but here's the Yahoo News article from KTVX is what it says. The refinery has been significantly violating the Clean Air Act in Utah for over 3 years, according to the EPA, and the facility denies violation. Which, of course, why would you? Since the 1940s, the Chevron refinery in North Salt Lake has been a part of the capital city's skyline. The EPA's updated compliance data lists the historic facility as having significant violations of the Clean Air Act. Which, this is all shit that if you live in Utah, if you're listening to this and you're not in Utah, all of the residents have talked about this for my entire life. Every time the air quality is bad, they're like, the fucking refineries, man. They're doing some weird shit over there that's not following EPA guidelines. There's something going on. They've got to be lying to us, right? And then, years later, you find out, let's see, oh, shit. And then, of course, I accidentally fat-fingered the advertisement for ESPN. According to EPA report obtained by ABC4, the Chevron refinery emitted almost 290,000 pounds of pollutants into the atmosphere in 2024. The largest specific pollutants include benzene, almost 40,000 pounds, hexane, over 15,000 pounds, and propylene, over 15,000 pounds. Most recent data shows the facility also released over 490,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent in 2023. The refinery's greenhouse gas emissions include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Chevron was on September 20th, 2021, Chevron was fined approximately $650,000 by the EPA, which is another thing. Let's talk about the fines, right?
That's a drop in the bucket.
You're a multi-billion-dollar company, and you're like, oh, dang it, $650,000? That really hurts our pocket. Sorry, EPA, we'll fix that right away. And
we just made that money back.
Yeah, and then they just don't fix it because they're like, the same thing happened. We talked about it in football. If a football player throws the football into the stands, it costs them $4,000 in fines. So they just set aside part of their paycheck as fine money. They're like, I know I want to wear my pink shoes today to support breast cancer. I know I'm going to get an outfit fine. I'll just pay the fine.
Yeah.
And they just do it.
And I think the NFL, they only get the fine if they launch it into the stands. If they're allowed to go up and hand the ball to somebody.
I thought as long as it was like just if it left the field and got into the hands of like a fan, then it's $4,000.
No, I think that's only if they launch it, like throw it and high up in. But like if they rock up and like hand it to them, because it's a safety issue when you launch it into the
really?
stands. But my understanding, it's a safety issue. But if you walk up and hand it to somebody, it's different than.
Chevron responded to the reports in the following statement. CWA data for Chevron, Salt Lake, and Echo is accurate. On December 5th, 2022, January 10th, 2023, and May 22nd, 2025, Chevron monitoring discovered exceedances of its Utah pollutant discharge elimination system permit and followed reporting procedures to the Utah Division of Water Quality. The refinery investigated each exceedance, identified corrective action to prevent recurrence, and normal plant performance was restored. The protection of people, assets, communities, and the environment. So here, we'll tell you what we did isn't that bad, and that we also reported it anyway, and then tell you why you guys are so cool. The protection of people, assets, communities, and the environment is our highest priority as a company. Is it? I think your highest priority as a company is producing your product you sell. The Chevron Salt Lake refinery has made substantial investment in pollution control equipment that has enabled the refinery to reduce criteria pollutant emissions by 88% between 1990 and 2021. 11 years. The refinery met its commitment, and we're proud that these fuels have been available at Chevron and Texaco stations throughout the state since 2020. It's all bullshit. The world's all bullshit, Chaz.
It really is.
It is. It's all just blowing smoke up each other's asses until we're happy with it.
Yeah.
I was talking about it with some, just the general state of, like, I wouldn't even say it's like American. It's just like community and stuff that you take for granted. And, like, it is appalling how well we as a people in the United States can just dismiss something horrible. Just like, it's not has nothing to do with me. Like, when you have it good, like and you could argue that what's good, there's a line there, right? You could say, well, we don't have it good. But let's take it on like a level of like comparing us to other countries and stuff. Like, I mean, we're not getting bombs dropped on our cities. We have our own crime rate and stuff like that. But I feel safe enough to drive myself and have money to go get McDonald's. And, I think a lot of people have that ability. And then we hear about these horrible things. It's just like, school shootings are a horrible thing, but how often do you think about school shootings, now that we're not in school? I mean, it's easy to be like, dang, that sucks for Idaho, and then like, whatever, I'm going to go, let's go get some sushi.
Yeah.
It's just, it's interesting. And I think that the news kind of does that. It's like being desensitized, right? Like you look at the news and almost every day it's just like more bullshit. What do you think the top headline is on like CNN right now?
Something about Trump.
Trump signals he's ready to enact tougher sanctions on Russia. So they hit all of the marks with that one. They got Trump in there, they got Russia in there, and they got sanctions in there.
Well, no, those would be good sanctions because those are against Russia.
Yeah, right?
So it's like, oh, you can't buy this from us now, or you can't buy that from these people.
Mm-hmm. And in the first like 6 scrolls, I've gotten 13 advertisements. That's why you should use an ad blocker.
And even those things are getting blocked. You can't use ad blockers.
Yeah. I was talking with Kurt a little while about Stable Diffusion. I installed it again locally on my computer. Stable Diffusion is AI software that generates images, and you have to prompt it, and the prompts get really, really complicated to get a certain image that you want. It's similar. Stable Diffusion is similar to like you ask ChatGPT to generate you an image of something. It does it. It's using Stable Diffusion or a similar model to that. But the interesting thing, this is like the best way to explain how software works to somebody who doesn't understand software. And I'm just so the audience at home knows, I'm really captivating Ches and Kurt right now. Both of them are just buried in their laptops.
Well, I'm trying to find other top articles here, but I'm listening.
I'm sure I'm captivating you guys too. But Like Kurt and I were talking about how working in the technology industry, there's literally a war going on all the time in technology. Like you can look up the live map. I think we talked about it in a past episode, like live attack maps on Google, and it will show you live attacks between countries and stuff that are happening right now.
Like cyber attacks?
Cyber attacks, yeah.
Okay.
Let me just see if I can find a live attack map real quick. I mean, I think we had you pulled up on the screen and we watched it at one, but like one episode we did it, but it's happening all the time. And this is so Stable Diffusion, getting back to that AI image generator, there's a group of people, a big community of people that are coming up with ways to detect an AI image, right? They spend day and night coming up with ways that when you create an AI image, it has these certain values in the metadata of the image that you can say, oh, I know for sure that's an AI generated image. And then there's a whole separate group of people that are spending all day and night coming up with ways to make the image, to remove all that shit from the image so you can't tell if it's AI generated or not. And that's just in AI image generation. So now imagine that whole thing going on, which is AI in general. There's people that are like, oh, we don't want AI to know, top secret documents, or it shouldn't be sharing this information. And then there's a whole group of people like, let's just see if we can get AI into all the corners of the world, I'm sure that they're working on malware right now that you can put in a server room that's AI that just crawls every server once it's in a top secret network and just harvests all that shit, And it goes on all day long, all day and all night. There's people that are trying to protect you and people trying to take your shit. And while you're browsing your TikTok at night, not able to fall asleep because your brain's rotting. Just kidding.
And luckily you got those people out there in white hats trying to help save you.
I've got the cyber attack map up, which I'm sure you can hear my laptop actively melting. That's how busy it is.
As it's getting cyber attacked.
Go to livethreatmap.radware.com and put it up on your screen.
You want me to do that right now?
Yeah. livethreatmap.radware.com. And I mean, it's going so fast that the map can't even keep up with it. It's a little aggressive. I better shut it down before my computer melts, dude.
I can smell it starting to melt.
Yeah, it's starting to heat up pretty quick. There you go. Yours, it runs a little better on yours. So we've got it up on the screen. If you guys look it up, I'm sure it works on mobile too, but
what are those lines? Are those DOS attacks or?
I think it tells you
nuclear weapons.
The red ones. Yeah, it kind of looks like what was that old movie? War Games.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like War Games. On the left, the attack types. There's red lines are web attacks. Yellows DDoS. Intruders are the light blue. Scanners are dark blue, and anonymizers are purple. But I mean, it's just nonstop. If you pull this up, it's just this, and this never stops. This goes on all day long, all night long.
Yep, uses all those underwater transit links.
Yep. I'm not sure why some of them are flying off into space, but I don't know. I'm sure
they're probably coming up to the other, going from like Alaska to Australia, or
just going up to.
How come Russia's not monitored?
I think that so you can only get. Obviously, to monitor the attacks, you have to have access to the hubs and stuff. So I think, in certain war times and stuff, you can shut off that stuff to the public. But when Russia wasn't at war with Ukraine, Russia would be attacking the United States and vice versa all the time. It's a little bit scary when you look at it this way. I mean, the United States is the top attacker. 49% of attacks are coming out of the U.S. Also, the data can be skewed because we just live in the U.S., so we have access to monitor all of that.
Are they coming in or are they going out?
That's going out. But we're the top attacked country, too. United States has 33% of all of the
South America is really going after this guy over here.
Yeah, Brazil's going after Germany.
Yeah,
maybe they just don't like each other on the internet.
India. Fuck India.
India, China.
Yeah, there was
Australia's not getting a hit or going after anybody.
Yeah, right. Australia, they're just down there happy. No, they get attacked too. But it's hypnotizing a little bit. Speaking of this type of stuff, we've talked about this guy too, but Kit Boga, on Twitch and YouTube. You can look him up. He spent the last like 10 years, 15, 20 years of his life building things that keep scammers busy, and he's got the ultimate thing. He wasted like years and years and years of scammers' time in a matter of like a month because of this system he built. It's the craziest thing ever. So he would print these, he would basically make pictures of fake Bitcoin wallet transfers, because if you print out, if you're like, oh, I want to give you a Bitcoin, I can go to the Bitcoin ATM and it will print out a receipt that acts as money, and then you can scan the QR. I give it to you, you scan the QR code, and it transfers the Bitcoin to you.
Okay.
The scammers love that, because if you lose that, it's the same as cash. You don't have to verify. You just scan it and you get the money, right? And so he used this against them to create these fake ones. And then when you scan it, it takes you to his fake website that says sign up for an account. And they did hours and hours of like CAPTCHA stuff where it's like, enter a password that's 14 characters, contains one letter, 3 Greek characters, and like 5 emojis. And then you enter it and it asks you like, set your security questions. And then it asks you for their first name, their last name, their address, their Bitcoin wallet, and then it'll say, in order to know you're human, we need 2 other Bitcoin wallets. And scammers always have multiple Bitcoin wallets, right? So they enter in their Bitcoin wallets. So now he's got their first name, their last name, their address, and their Bitcoin wallets. And then he goes and says, okay, now type in the code to transfer your money. Doesn't matter what you type in there. You hit enter, and then they were like, well, how can we make like a technical support problem, so they have to call. So it kicks off a progress bar that starts out really fast, and then the closer it gets to the end, it just goes slower and slower and slower and never makes it to the end. And so he said that one scammer had kept open their browser window for 4 months waiting for the progress bar to get to 100 to get his money, and it never will. He doesn't know that, but he left his computer on for 4 months to find out. And then it says like, oh, our transfers are taking longer than possible. If you're worried about it, call customer support. Then they call the support number, and it puts them in an AI loop. And what it does is it just says like that it'll have an AI person saying, how can we help you? And it'll basically, depending on what they say, it has certain response, and then it'll eventually say, well, we're putting you on hold. And then it'll just put them indefinitely on hold forever. And it'll say, to make sure you're still there, we need you to say the following word. And it'll be like, rhinoceros. And so they have to say, rhinoceros. Or like, and then some of them are silly, like poo-poo pee-pee. Say poo-poo pee-pee. They'll be like, poo-poo pee-pee. And then eventually, like, it'll just say, it'll go, and occasionally it has a chance to go beep, and then, please rate us on how your experience was. And it's just people going, you guys are bullshit. I've been on hold for 4 hours. And like just people raging. And then he would and then every now and then he can hop in the call and pull one out and act like a customer service guy and with a voice changer. Just, hey, how can I help you? And he'll just waste hours of their time. But it's all on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's really hilarious and if you hate scammers and you've been scammed before or you know somebody who has, go watch that. It's like you get that pure sense of revenge. It feels so good.
Yeah, I've seen ones where they'll have agencies set up where the scammers will call and they'll like dismantle the entire.
Yeah,
like here's where you're at. We've just cleared all your records.
Yeah, we deleted all your shit.
Yeah,
we notified the authorities. The hard thing is though, in a lot of those countries, even notifying the authorities doesn't get anything done.
Yeah,
like they don't care.
The police are in their pocket, so
yeah, a lot of times that is the case. Did your laptop melt?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it, boys. We did it. We made it an hour. A little less than an hour, honestly, but you guys get 2 episodes for the price of 1. And
which is both free.
Yeah, which is both free. Stick around if you want to hear the next episode, which is the previous episode to this one. I don't even know if I really remember what we talked about. I think I probably have a few notes written down.
I remember frogs don't have a penis.
Yeah, that was going to be the title of it. Frogs don't have a penis. And we talked about, I have it, yeah. The beer festival being a shit show. And of course more camping. And then talked about how come we hear about people getting lost or falling when they're hiking, but we never hear why. Like what happened. It's just like somebody fell. Tell me what happened because I want to know. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I want to learn from their mistake.
Yeah. That is kind of a weird thing about the news, too, that we didn't touch on. Is like they always tell you what's going on and what bullshit's happening, but they never tell you really why or like how we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, they just tell you it's screwed.
Or when they do make a mistake, they never tell you that, That story we told you like for 3 months. Yeah, it was wrong the entire time.
Yep. Yeah. And they really bury that one in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
3 pages deep. They're like, yeah, we fucked up about this one.
Yeah.
But
It's like, we spent 6 months covering it, and it was all bullshit.
Yeah, it was all bullshit.
And that was all we're going to say. Thanks. Bye.
Yep. All right. Well, you know what? The Not So Weekly Insult is about to end. We'll catch you on the next one. Playing 2 doubleheader softball games, man, really hurt.
Oh, yeah? So 4 games?
Well, it's just 2.
Oh, so you played a doubleheader, not...
Yeah, doubleheader.
You didn't play 2 doubleheaders.
Hell no, dude, I'd die. Welcome to another episode of What Are We Calling This and Why Do We Still Do It? Just kidding. This is the Weekly Insult. Or the Not So Weekly Insult. I guess we changed our name kind of last episode, right?
Yeah.
My name is Wade. I'm here with Ches and the mayor of Flavortown of Sound, Kurt.
Flavortown, Mayor of...
The Flavortown of Sound, dude.
Guy Fieri.
Giving people little tasty ear biscuits. Or we can just call you Guy Fieri. But you have way better hairstyle than he does.
I don't have any hair.
That's way better than what Guy Fieri's doing. Yeah. Where do we start, man? First of all, we actually recorded an episode quicker than a month. So
yeah,
that's good news. We're here now.
Especially if you're listening, since we forgot to release it the week.
Yeah, I did forget to release it. I got back from the last camping trip, and I'm like, did I ever release that episode? I had it already. I just never hit the publish button, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Nah. We're just winging it right now anyway.
Exactly.
Trying to figure out where to go next with all this. And you know what made me laugh about the camping trip is I had it all planned out to film another video. And
camping got in the way.
It kind of did, but then also with other people there, like especially with kids there,
yeah,
it was going to be nearly impossible to do that.
Yeah,
especially with them wanting, like the kids are excited. So this last trip was for my birthday. We went camping up around Strawberry Reservoir where we'd like to go, and it was just one of those camping trips that like, yeah, everybody can come up, whatever. It ended up being James, who's been on the show before. His family came up with their kids, and man, Ches, you created some core memories for those kids, dude.
That was fun.
Yeah, they went from like, we don't like new people being up here. We don't know who this is. It's weird. To, I think you're Santa Claus disguised as a human.
Yeah.
You got to expand on it. You got to tell them what you did. Tell the people.
So I've got some things that you can put in campfires that make the campfire changed into different colors. And so we surprised the kids after doing s'mores. I put some of the packets in.
S'mores was the first core memory. Like none of the kids had really had s'mores. I think one of them had, and then I made the mistake of saying,
I've
got
early.
a buddy coming up later today who's got all the stuff for s'mores. And so for the rest of the day I got to hear, when's the s'mores guy gonna get here?
Yeah. When I got there, I barely stepped out of my Jeep before one of the kids comes out and asks, "Can we do s'mores yet?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's not even dark yet.
I'm like, it's not dark. I just pulled up. I got to set up my trailer. I got to pee.
Yep. So that was the first thing. And then Kurt and I had set up your magic with the kids, right? We're like, Ches can do magic. And so they kind of had forgotten about it, and then they went in the RV, and the RV was parked in a way that you could just look out one of the windows and see the campfire. And you threw those packets in the fire, dude, and they were all just staring out the window like, what? He is magic.
Yeah, one of them the next day is like, so how did you do your magic? I'm like, yeah, I'm just magical. She's like, well, I think you're actually secretly Santa Claus pretending to be a human.
Kids are the craziest, dude. And then that night we had a fire again, and they asked you to do magic again.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know if you had any more, so I was like, maybe he's all out of magic. I don't know. Maybe he's tired. trying to come up with anything, and then you did it again, and the little girl is like, "See, I told you he's magic."
Yeah, because grandma had come up and she's like, "See, grandma,
Told you. So that was fun. It's always kind of fun going with kids because everything's so interesting to them.
Yeah.
Like, we've been up to that spot how many times, you think?
10 or 20.
Like 10 or 20 times that exact same spot. It's how much we like the spot. And one of the kids wanted to go hiking, and a hike to them is not anything what hiking is for us, right? They're saying, I want to walk 20 feet that direction until I get bored and then turn around and go do something else. And they did. Like, we walked one direction and ran into a bunch of wild raspberries.
Yeah, they kind of
we've never found. I've never seen them up there.
Yeah.
We've been up there so many times.
We kind of let them go off on their own for, yeah, they were 30 feet from us or whatever.
Yeah. I can't wait to go there again and see if there's even more.
And they come back and like, oh, look what we found.
I'm like, that looks just like a raspberry, but of course, they're kids, so you can't just say, well, eat it, because then you're kind of teaching them, or at least telling them that whatever you find growing on a plant in the wilderness, you can eat.
Yeah.
Which we made very sure to say, just because there's berries growing on a plant doesn't mean you get to eat them. So don't go around eating things.
And that was good that they came to us with it before they ate it.
Yeah, that stuff reminds me of when I was growing up, My dad and I went camping all the time, like scout camps, and we went up to Strawberry. We would go to Indian Creek up Strawberry before it was paved, and he had a spot up there, which is really sad to drive by now. We drove past it this last trip when we did the big loop. And like where his favorite spot is now this tiny, probably 20-foot dirt road up to this little patch of trees just off the highway. I'm like, man, that was a really good spot when the road wasn't paved.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be listening to 50-mile-an-hour cars go past all night,
No.
And that's the problem. We were just talking about it right before the show started, like our camping process. First of all, we go camping a lot, and we're not the greatest at it. We always overbuy food. I don't know how we
think that's
to
common.
do that. But like, we were trying to figure out a way to do it. I was talking with Kurt last night, and I'm like, what if we just all take a day? Like, you're gonna make this on Thursday, you're gonna make something on Friday, I'll make something on Saturday, and we're good, And
then, you usually have like one night, okay, we'll clean up whatever's.
Yeah, like leftovers.
Yeah.
We never do that though, and then that's another thing too. Is
well, when you put that into your, because I got another group of friends that I usually do at least a week-long trip with.
Yeah.
And we build that day into
just a day to
our
eat
meal
all
planning.
The leftover stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea, but then there's always the whole thing of when you get up there, you skip meals. I don't think we really ate breakfast when we were up there last time.
We had all the stuff for it.
Yeah, we had all the stuff for it. We never did it.
Cooked bacon one morning. That was.
I finally, I was like, we should cook some of that bacon.
Well, then one of the mornings, one of the guys showed up with a big bag of
breakfast sandwiches.
And
with the kids there, they're always making food before, and I didn't expect like them to have a bunch of food.
Yeah, that's
like the Costco pizza.
It's like, what are we going to do for food while we go camping? We'll just airdrop in some pizzas.
Yeah.
Yep. They think they bought them on
There's
their
a
way
McDonald's right down the street.
Can we stop at Chick-fil-A on our way back to the campsite?
That was hilarious. Can we stop at a food place? They don't have those out here.
Yeah.
It was like kind of mind-blowing to them that there's not just a McDonald's on the corner of a dirt road.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But it's nice having the kids up there because it reminds me of me when I was young.
Oh,
camping,
yeah.
Like the fire. I was a firebug. I think every kid that's a male is a firebug, I'm sure women do the same thing, but you stare into the fire and then you just light sticks on fire. And you burn yourself, I thought that somebody was going to get horribly burnt off of the s'mores because you have to teach them how to cook the s'mores, and then everybody's done it, but you forget. Even I've done it as an adult. You forget that metal skewer's in the fire, and you're just worried about your marshmallow, and then you accidentally touch it and burn the shit out of yourself.
Yeah, and everybody was doing that.
Yeah, all the kids were. It's like, they're just gonna have to learn like we did, man. I can tell them over and over, don't touch the metal, and they're probably gonna do it anyway. Just learn fast. That was fun. It's fun having a little bit of a different vibe up there. I'm not sure you all feel the same way.
We're heating up a marshmallow, and it'd be molten marshmallow, and it's all stuck to your face.
That's because if you think about it, s'mores are like the most torturous thing you could do to a child, right? Hear me out. You tell them to cook this thing in the fire, and then you have to wait. You have to wait for it to cool down, And then if you don't, you just put it in between the graham cracker with the chocolate and everything. They just want to bite right in it, and it is. You're just setting them up for lava mouth, dude. I'm surprised that none of the kids burnt their mouths.
S'mores. It's another term for napalm.
It's like ordering cheese curds at a restaurant, you know? It sounds like a great idea, and they get to the table, you're like, oh, hell yeah, cheese curds. You pop that first one in, and rest in peace your taste buds, dude. You're not tasting anything else.
Or jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, those are the same. Yeah. I'd say jalapeno poppers is probably the worst offender.
Yeah, I would say.
Because they take forever to cool down. So you can let them sit there for 20 minutes, dude, and then you put one in your mouth and you're just dead.
Well, because then you can get the double heat. You get the heat from the actual like temperature.
That's true.
And then you can also get the spicy heat.
I got an unpopular opinion, speaking of jalapeno poppers. I think we should stop bacon wrapping things. I think it's pointless. The bacon doesn't cook good. The bacon tastes like shit. It doesn't really add that much to the thing you're wrapping it in anyway. What do you think?
I agree.
Like a bacon wrapped hot dog? No thanks. I'll just take a slice of bacon and a hot dog.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather do that. Don't bacon wrap my hot dog so that the bacon's like shittily cooked.
Yeah, the bacon's not cooked. It's soggy, and you go to take a bite out of it, and you just end up pulling the whole bacon off.
The bacon.
Although when it's done right, it's exceptional.
That's true.
I'd rather have a hot dog with like really crispy bacon crumbled up over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Maybe put a scoop of potato salad on top. Just kidding. I went to Ice House yesterday. That's, for those of you that don't know, that's a bar restaurant type place. They have live music a lot, but they do German food, and they have a locally made, like from scratch bratwurst. Oh, dude, it was so good.
Is it Clausen's?
No, it was Sheboygan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. They also had a dish that I believe Kurt would like. It's called the Sausage Party.
Isn't that a movie?
Yes, it is a movie, but it's one of their Sheboygan bratwurst, 3 of their seasonal bratwurst, and then a giant hot dog.
I would not like that, actually.
On top of sauerkraut. That's got Kurt written all over it.
I don't like bratwurst.
You don't like bratwurst and you don't like sauerkraut.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That whole thing, everything about that's gross.
Oh, man, the bratwurst was so good, dude.
That sounds good.
The main reason I got it is because it had sauerkraut on it. I really wanted sauerkraut. I'm like, man, I haven't had sauerkraut in forever.
Yeah, there's nothing better than some really good sauerkraut.
I just bought some fermentation bottles to try and make my own.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm going to try. Have everything. I just need to get the cabbage.
Nice.
So one thing that I wanted to talk about that I just saw yesterday and today, I guess, but apparently the Utah Beer Festival was just a disaster this year. We didn't go to it. If you haven't listened to the show before, we go to it. We try to go to it almost like every year.
This is the second year we didn't go. And it sounds like we might not be going again.
Yeah. This is the second year we didn't go. When we would go, though, I tell this story to people. It was insane when we would go because it was a marathon every year, especially when we would all wear our weekly InSalt shirts.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like we couldn't walk 2 feet without somebody being like, what is that, you guys a podcast? What is that? I want to know what it is, you know, which is a good thing. We're getting exposure. But then the other thing is like, everybody wants you to try their stuff.
Yeah.
So like we would walk by like tents that we didn't even necessarily want to stop in. People would go to come try it. It's like, all right. We would leave there sometimes and I'm like, man, we can't do this every year.
Yeah.
But this year, they were surprised with a couple things. It sounds like the benefit of it in the last few years that we went is that all the vendors could serve their own beer, right? So you got to talk to the people like
the brewer
people, like the actual brewers or the people, the representatives of the brewer, and they could tell you about their beer. Apparently last year there was a lot of DABC stuff going on, like they were busting people that were not following the proper rules, and so this year to try and get around it, or not get around it, but
curtail it, or
just curtail whatever the issues were, is they made like 6 to 7 tents that had all the beer. So you had to wait in those 6 lines, you know. And it sounds like they were really long lines, which I think that's just bad for like everybody involved, right? Because now the brewer doesn't get to tell you about the beer. You just go up there and you pick from a list. You have no, like the whole point of the beer festival is to honor the beer.
Yeah. I wonder if they need to go back to a like a private establishment, because this one was, because they had it at the Gateway. So I mean, but those businesses at the Gateway are still open.
Yeah.
So anybody can come walk through there because they can go to the stores. So it's not like
I don't know if that's the truth, though. I think when the beer festival is there, you have to be there. You have to buy a ticket.
I don't think I know the couple years that I at the Gateway,
Maybe not.
you didn't have to. It's like if you had a DD.
For some reason, I remember waiting outside of a gate there.
Well, you had to wait outside the gate, so you had to wait till they opened, then you had to go get your wristband, then you had to get your punch tickets.
That's true.
But if you were just going to the stores, you could just walk over and go in whatever store you wanted. There was nobody like checking to make sure you had a ticket to get into the venue.
Yeah.
But if they go back to like the fairgrounds where they can, it's like, oh, you can't get in without a ticket. I wonder if that would make it better.
Yeah, I mean, it could, but I can't imagine that planning an event like that is easy. You know what I mean? We live in Utah. Anything involving alcohol is going to have a million red flags.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can remember I used to go to the Evanston Beer Festival.
Yeah, that was probably way better.
Oh, it was a lot smaller, but it was, I mean, once you're in, you're in. I mean, there's no punch tickets. There's no, you wanted to try a beer, you walked up to there, let me try that beer. There's no additional having to buy punches. It was, you bought your ticket to get in, and then you go and you sample all these beers that you want.
That's how we got to do it then. Let's just organize our own beer festival. We'll call it the Utah Beer Festival. We'll have it in Evanston.
Yeah.
You'd have to drive to Evanston to come to the Utah Beer Festival.
So, yeah, I mean, it was great. We'd go up, we'd get a hotel room for the night.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
So you'd go up, you'd drink
I
all
heard
day.
the one in Denver is supposed to be the best, right?
The Great American Beer Festival?
Yeah.
That's like 3 days long?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's on my bucket list to go to.
I still feel like if you really love beer, you should just go to Oktoberfest in Germany, right, Kurt?
Yes.
Was it worth it when you went out there?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you just get hammered?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they've already been setting up for that for like a month already.
Yeah. Up here?
No, and
Germany?
in Germany.
Yeah, in Munich.
I think it's already going on up at Snowbird. At least when I went up there a couple weeks ago, they were setting everything up.
Yeah, because when I was in Germany 20-some years ago, I was there it was early August, end of July, and they were already in the process of setting up for Oktoberfest, setting up those huge tents.
Yeah. Man, during the camping trip, I'm pretty sure I had a cold. Like, I'm still getting over it.
Oh, really?
I caught myself up all week. So, excuse me if you hear me coughing in the background. That's what it is. I don't think that the air quality has been helping that much either. That was another thing I want to bring up about camping. I've been a Strawberry for years and years and years. We all have. I don't think I've ever seen it that dry. Like, the dirt roads hadn't had rain in so long that you had ultra-fine particle dust. And it got on everything. Like, in the back of your trailer, Kurt, it's pretty sealed off for the most part, but I've never seen as much dust in it as that trip,
Yeah, there was a lot.
Yeah, that fine, silty sand just goes wherever it wants.
Yeah, it does. We finally are starting to get some rain now. It kind of tried to rain yesterday, but not really,
Yeah, hopefully we get some here in the next week, but I
We're
doubt
in
it.
monsoon season, right? Isn't that started?
Yeah, we have
by
been
now?
for like 3 weeks or something, but
At least it's finally starting to rain. So yeah, I don't think I have any desire to really go to the beer festival anymore.
yeah, not unless there's dramatic changes announced. Or maybe I might try it if it's at like the fairgrounds or something.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I don't know why they just don't do it there. Maybe it's too expensive.
Yeah, I know it is a little more. I mean, at the fairgrounds it can get really hot. There's not a lot of shade.
That's true.
So, but
When I went to that Kilby block party, they had a ton of like beer tents. There was never a line.
yeah,
At most of them, right by the entrance there was, because I think everybody walks in there like, let's get a beer. But they made a really funny mistake, which is they had these things called party box. I think that's what they're called. Let me see. Yeah, party box. And it's basically... No. Maybe not. Let me see. Beatbox. No, Beatbox?
that sounds like a radio.
It is Beatbox. Beatbox beverages. Of course... Oh, never mind. I was about to make...
Are those 11%? They come in like a
11.1%. They come in a little... Yeah, like
a juice box.
Yeah. So they were selling those at the Kilby block party, and they didn't know... Nobody knew what they were, right? So the organizers, in all their wisdom, the very first day we went, they were selling those by the box. And at the end of the night, there were so many people just completely drunk, couldn't even walk drunk. And so the next day they crossed out the box and they started serving it in a little glass for the same price.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny because obviously somebody didn't notice the 11.1% was just selling the whole box to people, you know, and they were like, we can't do this again.
Yeah, and it's like a 12-ounce
Yeah.
or 11-ounce container.
It looks like a non-carbonated Four Loko, dude, and they don't taste that great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was looking at those yesterday at the liquor store.
If you want to get drunk really fast, then do that, but I'm not in college anymore. So, like, I like to be able to stand up and things, you know?
It's like, you know,
being that drunk is never fun anyway. Like, you're at a show. Why would you want to just... There was some lady that was just, like, barfing in the garbage can. There was, like, 3 of the, like, first aid people around her. Like, we got to get water in you. And she just can't even walk. They're, like, dragging her. It's like, yeah, that seems super fun. But, yeah, try them if you want.
Yeah, I was
just
looking
know
at
that they're high percent.
I was looking at them like, I don't know, maybe not. Because I started buying a little bit of the booze for our next camping trip, so.
Yeah, you're already preparing.
Yep.
What do you have? You got something on your list?
Yeah, I got one little thing here to kind of maybe tide us over till our break. Let me see if I can find it. Just found something here. I don't know how I found this, but for those of you who might have backyard chickens, I found something you might want to get.
Yeah, what is it?
Chicken arms.
Oh, for God's sakes.
What are they?
So there are these arms you put on your chickens.
Oh, okay.
That make them look like they have. They make them look like they have arms. So they've got like T-Rex style arms. They got arms like giving thumbs up and like flipping people off. And
how do you attach them? Is it just like?
It just kind of like a.
Oh, I see.
I think it's kind of like an earmuff type thing. You could think for humans.
Yeah, I see.
You just go around the body and makes it look like they've got arms.
We know people who have chickens.
Yeah.
We know who we have to send this to.
They've got them. You know, they've got like guns and they got the helmets to put on them. And
also, when you just look at this picture, Kurt, doesn't it look like something inappropriate?
Yes.
Just that picture, just not very flattering of a picture for it. It just looks like you're like, what am I looking at? Oh, it's an arm.
So yeah, it was a big muscle bound arm, like making a fist, and like flexing their biceps.
Yeah, I could see chickens running around with that being pretty hilarious, honestly.
What we got to do is
see, now we're getting into the real content, Jez.
So what we got to do is get some and take them to those people's house that we know they have chickens and not tell them and just put them on their chickens.
Oh yeah, can you imagine the kids flipping out, dude? What? That's funny.
I think that would be hilarious.
All right, order them.
You'd have to get like something realistic, like the T-Rex arms, because that would be funny.
Yeah.
Because the kids would look at that and go, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah, the chickens are growing T-Rex arms.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of fun. I have no idea how I came across that, but
probably the algorithm, man. We were probably talking about chickens or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I know one of the ladies I work with, she just got her chickens just barely started laying eggs. So
yeah. I think when the cost of food prices, like the price of food went up, people started really getting interested in just having their own chickens.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that I know with chickens, they started laying eggs now, and they have more than they can eat.
Oh yeah.
They also got 5 chickens, which I'm like, do you need 5? That seems a little excessive, but I don't know.
I think 5 is a pretty common number.
It's like they all need to have friends.
Yeah.
I just like walking by the chickens going, "Hi, ladies."
Yeah, I mean, when you're maybe getting...
You ever try and catch one of them?
Yeah, they're not that hard to catch. Although...
And then they shit all over you.
Yeah, I usually don't catch them by their butthole, though. I try to hold them away from the butt away from me. But that's one thing with chickens, though, is you just have to, like, walking into their backyard with chickens, I instantly smelled chickens, Like, you just have to know that you're going to have shit everywhere. Which is usually why people make a little, like, pen for them and don't let them just run around the backyard. I think it was funny. The kids are like, "Let's jump on the trampoline." I'm like, the chickens pooped on the trampoline for sure. You guys might want to clean that off before you jump around in it.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, they're kids.
They don't
care. They
care.
fell asleep on the trampoline anyway.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never had chickens really, so...
I think that I'm not sure what the law is on chickens. I think in some places you have to get like a license for them, right?
I don't know.
I'll do some Google. Well, you know, that's like, chickens are like the gateway drug, dude. As soon as you get a chicken, then the next thing you're going to get is a goat. You know, you're just starting it.
Yeah, we had a friend of ours who had they had a podcast, and
Yeah, that was
They
cool.
had
We went over and saw their goats.
the little miniature goats.
Yeah, those goats were cool.
Yeah, those little, what were they called?
Pygmy goats?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what they were called.
Some type of a pygmy. Yeah, those things were cute. Those things were...
Oh, you can have a maximum of 10 chickens in Sandy. In addition to the 6 common household pets.
But you can't have a rooster, though, I'm guessing.
I don't know. Oh,
Probably
yeah, roosters are prohibited. Yeah.
Yeah, I know most places roosters are prohibited.
You're not allowed to sell any of them either. Sell anything. You can't sell the chickens or the eggs. Yeah, you're required to have a chicken coop. And then the coop has its requirements too. They have to, just, food and water, all that fun stuff.
Now, let's get you some chickens.
Maybe keep the weeds down. If I get enough chickens, probably need an army of chickens.
Well, I think they only used to eat the bugs, but...
Like the bugs and seeds and stuff, I think. There's probably plenty of those back in my backyard, too.
Yeah. We'll get you 9 chickens, and...
Yeah, as long as you buy all the feed.
As long as I get some of the eggs.
Yeah, that's fair trade.
And just go out there with the feed and a fertilizer spreader and
Yeah.
let them do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can just throw anything out there, man.
I could probably get an auto feeder. You just fill up a huge barrel.
Yeah,
and
before you know it, I've got a silo in my backyard. Just
Yeah.
chicken feed.
Like, why is there a silo right here off of 13th East? Oh, that's for chickens.
For the chickens. Yeah, we just by us talking for 5 minutes, we got around the law. You buy the feed, I'll give you eggs. We're
Yeah.
not technically selling the eggs.
Like you didn't say I can't give away the eggs.
Yeah, give them away, and then you gift me some
Yeah.
bird feed every now and then.
Like, I'm hooking up friends and family.
Yeah.
Nothing saying I can't do that.
I mean, there's probably no shortage of the need for chicken right now, considering all of the fucking hot chicken places that are popping up with every name possible. There's like Texas hot chicken, Dave's hot chicken. Like, what is it with chicken all of a sudden?
That's why it's so expensive now.
Yeah. So you're saying it's big chicken?
Yep.
Big chicken's hiking up the price of chicken products?
Exactly.
That's what it says. Super Chick, Sandy, chicken place. Dave's hot chicken, Crazy D's hot chicken. Let's see
Nashville
how
hot
many
chicken.
there are. Pretty Bird hot chicken. That's been around for a while. Mr. Charlie's chicken. The Philadelphian? Why is that on here? That's a Philly cheesesteak place. They probably have a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, they have a hot chicken.
Raising Cane's, KFC,
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A,
Popeyes.
Popeyes. Hey,
We don't have them here,
Houston,
but
Texas hot chicken.
Churches.
Churches, yeah. Who was it talking about churches the other day? Oh, it was their uncle on the camping trip. He's like, "Yeah, I go to Church's Chicken." I'm like, "I've never been there."
Yeah, we don't have those here, but they're supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I think so. I think once, like, all the hot chicken places are all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like, is there a reason I'd go to Popeyes? I think I would rather go to Popeyes than like Raising Cane's. Sorry, there's that cold. The rest of the cold.
I don't think I've ever had Popeyes.
You've never had Popeyes?
Nope.
I know what we're doing after the show. It's not healthy by any means, but it's good. Like, they've got sides like mashed potatoes, you get green beans, collard greens.
Where is a Popeyes around? Is there one?
There's one down by Topgolf in Fort Union. Or no,
Okay.
72nd and like 7th West.
Yeah, Fort Union.
Is that? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
I consider it still.
Yeah, who knows? It's just the whole road.
Popeyes, it's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I prefer Popeyes over like Raising Cane's, but they're kind of different. Like, they're the same but different. Like, the chicken seems less heavily breaded at like Raising Cane's, and then everybody goes there for the cane sauce, which is essentially in my book just like fry sauce. Which I mean, it would make sense that it's popular in Utah.
I think the cane sauce is okay.
It's just kind of like mediocre. Which fast food restaurant has the best sauce? I mean, Training Table goes the legendary fry sauce, right? Everybody had that.
The ultimate dipping sauce.
Yeah.
That was just.
I heard they were bringing that back. Or bringing back a Training Table.
And then there was talk about, they're just going to start making, and you can buy the fry sauce in
like the
grocery stores. But what is around still a little bit, the only with a food truck, is Eat a Burger.
I've never been to that either.
Oh, Eat a Burger is fantastic. That's what we need to do one day, is find out where the Eat a Burger truck's going to be and go to there.
What makes them so good?
I don't know. Part of me could be nostalgia.
Oh, okay.
With it. That's why, that was one of our go-to places in high school, to go to Eat a Burger.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I hate social media.
But yeah, I went to go get lunch on Friday and saw the Eat a Burger truck driving down the road. I'm like,
You're like, pull over.
I'm like, maybe I need to follow them and just go to wherever they're going to set up. And I'm like, I don't have that much time.
It looks good, but it looks like every other hamburger.
Yeah.
It's the great In-N-Out debate that Kurt and I always talk about. I don't understand why at all hours of the day there's a line around the building for In-N-Out.
That place is trash.
It's not that great.
It's not. It's disgusting.
It's not. I don't think it's disgusting. I think that. What's your favorite hamburger then?
I guess it's not disgusting. It's just not good.
It's like
it's bland.
It's just a mediocre hamburger, And then what? Because you have a secret menu, you're cool. But man, I don't know why that place is always busy.
And it's only the drive-thru that's busy.
Yeah, that's the hack these days with any fast food restaurant. Don't go through the drive-thru. Go inside because nobody's in there.
Yeah.
When I go to the Arby's down here, it's the best. It's so awkward.
Hate drive-thrus.
Yeah, it's so awkward going into the Arby's. I walk in and the employees are all like mom and dad just walked in the room. They're like, oh shit, there's one of them in here.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah. I remember last time I went there, I think I told the story on the air, but I went inside. I'm the only one in there, and the manager came and sat 2 tables away from me to interview somebody. I'm like, this is weird. This is the weirdest shit ever. This is awesome. I'm going to come into Arby's all the time.
I hate drive-thrus because I hate screaming at that stupid little box.
Well, you're just supposed to talk to it. You're not supposed to scream.
Well, they half the time they can't hear you.
You get the
and you can't. Yeah, and you can't. They can't understand you because of your car engine.
Yeah, I always shut mine off when I go through a drive-thru.
And then, not everyone does.
I always rev mine up to red line. Take a cheeseburger.
When I used to work at Arby's a long time ago, I used to work the drive-thru. Jesus. People with these giant diesel trucks would show up, go through the drive-thru.
Is that when you just say, just come to the window?
Yeah, I'm like, you need to shut your truck off because I can't hear you. And they're like, huh?
They can't hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I go through a drive-thru and I get to the little thing, I
also just don't like eating in the car, especially if I'm the driver.
Yeah.
Usually before we go on a road trip or something, we'll hit up that McDonald's, get a little breakfast. And
Ban drive-thrus.
I'll just go, what?
Ban drive-thrus. That's my...
Ban drive-thrus, yeah.
Get out of your damn car and go get it
People too lazy, man. We're taught our whole lives to be lazy pieces of shit.
Yeah, if I'm road tripping, stop at a fast food place or whatever, I always go in.
You know what would be cool? If they had a drive-thru instead of that stupid little thing they have to yell into.
What?
They just had a booth with somebody sitting in it taking your order.
Like a toll booth? Or
like a
ticket
security
booth or
guard
booth?
booth.
Like Chick-fil-A does when it gets busy.
Well, I think that's why they send people to stand out there now. Chick-fil-A will do that. I think In-N-Out does it.
Raising Cane's does
it. Raising Cane's does it. They have people they employ to stand out there with the iPad.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I don't know. I'd rather.
Well, how do you feel about
pull up to a booth with somebody in it?
Taco Bell is starting to use AI in their drive-thrus.
I will never go to Taco Bell anyway.
Oh.
So.
Well, what's your favorite burger place? You never answered.
I didn't know there was that question.
I think you were being very passionate in the moment about hating drive-thrus, so we might have breezed over it.
I don't know. If I had to guess, I would go with Crown.
Crown Burger?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Being big and delicious.
Big and delicious is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But then that goes up in there, and it's in that same category as Crown.
Yeah. And I think that I do like the charbroiled burger better. There was a time, believe it or not,
except for Burger King.
Burger King was good. There was a time that happened. I remember it. It was delicious. Not anymore. I don't know what happened to Burger King. They fell off. Although I do like their recent play, right? Like McDonald's and Wendy's are doing the celebrity meals, right? Like Wendy's has the Wednesday meal or whatever, Wednesday Addams meal with Jenna Ortega or whatever, and then McDonald's did like the Travis Scott meal or whatever, you know?
Yeah, they're always changing their
and
celebrity.
now Burger King is doing your meals.
Yeah.
Like we want you to give. And the first debut, they debuted it with the shittiest hamburger. And I'm like, this is the meal that we chose? That you think we chose? It was a brisket Whopper. Nobody asked for that. At least to my knowledge, I don't know anybody who's like, you know, it'd be so sick, dude, if I had a Whopper with brisket on it. Crazy.
Burger King is disgusting.
They used to be good, man.
They used to be.
They used to be really good.
I've never been I think they used to have a good breakfast, but that was it.
Dude, their tacos, when they had their tacos on the menu, the best. Better than Jack in the Box all day.
'Cause I remember as a kid going to getting a tour of a Burger King, and after the tour, I'm like, I'm never eating this shit again.
That usually happens to any restaurant.
It's like watching the things come out of like that little flame broiler thing or whatever, and they just drop into this steam pan afterwards, and they're just sitting there steaming them afterward. I'm like,
that's
How old were you, Ches?
maybe 8.
And you said that on the way out. I'm never eating this shit again.
Yeah.
I went and did we had a tour of like a Domino's pizza, dude, and I thought making pizza was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I just remember just being really like turned off. Like, you mean it comes out of this thing and then just.
Have you seen any like videos of McDonald's kitchens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Those
arguably
those
just
are
as
factories.
Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, yeah. Like the amount of shit they invented for McDonald's employees to make things quicker is crazy to me. Like they've got the little salt and pepper, the salt thing for the fries that you like, you click it and it dispenses like the perfect amount.
Yeah.
And then you've got the caulking guns for like mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard that you just click it and it gives you the exact amount you're supposed to put on there. And yet still somehow they put all of my pickles in one fucking spot on my hamburger.
There's no gun for that.
They need to make a pickle gun.
They miss the cheese.
Yeah, the cheese is like half melted to the wrapper.
Yeah.
It's on the side.
Oh, man. Fast food.
Oh, should we take a quick little break?
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be right back. We're back. The weekly InSalt, episode 346. That comes after 345, Ches, if you didn't know.
We might need to do the math on that one, but
yeah, we need to check that out. I was looking at Amazon on our little break. You know what we need to get for our camping trips? We need a Whirly Pop, dog.
What?
You know those Whirly Pops?
I thought about that.
Popper?
I thought about getting one and not telling anybody.
You should.
And be like, I gotta go into my trailer for a little bit and coming out with a big thing of popcorn.
Yeah, but I just feel like the Whirly Pop also isn't meant to go in a campfire because like most of its accessories are wood.
Yeah, that's why I go into my trailer and just do it over my burner.
Yeah,
and come back in and, hey, look, I brought everybody popcorn.
Or you can do the same thing with a regular ass pot. I do it all the time.
Yeah,
I don't have like a popcorn maker, so I just use the stove. Which you got to be careful because you have oil that's very hot, and then also you have to have a lid on it so that you contain the kernels when they pop. But then also you don't want a bunch of moisture in there.
So you kind of want to let it vent a little
popcorn,
bit.
Dude. Have you ever gone to a movie theater just to buy popcorn and then leave?
I haven't.
Oh man, we should do that.
Just go in there, buy popcorn, and leave.
Yeah,
because I'm not a huge popcorn eater.
I love popcorn, man.
I do too.
Although I feel like most movie theaters and places that sell popcorn are missing out on like easy way to upsell people. Why do you just do butter? Why don't you have garlic butter or like garlic rosemary butter or like, I don't know, make a mix of popcorn with candy in it already like people like to do, which you guys are crazy that do that. Like, oh, I get popcorn, but then I got to dump a bunch of crunch in there. I don't want to eat chocolate popcorn. I don't know. I just want popcorn.
Yeah, I just want popcorn.
With extra that sweet Flavicol, dude.
I've got a bunch if you ever want some.
Yes, I do want some. I was about to buy some.
Yeah, I've got some.
Give me some Flavicol, dude.
Yeah, I'll bring you some.
That's what makes movie theater popcorn taste like movie theater popcorn, by the way. Flavicol. Look it up, dude. It's if you're listening at home, look up Flavicol on Amazon or something.
So I bought a quart of it,
and it doesn't look like it's good for you at all.
and it's not.
And it's not. Oh, you got to spell it right. Flavicol.
Is it a liquid?
No, it's a powder.
Oh.
But this is like, you can ask anybody that has ever worked at a movie theater or owned a movie theater before. Flavicol is how you get movie theater popcorn to taste like movie theater popcorn. And it's so good. Like, I bought some at Rally's Red Barn. It wasn't called Flavicol, though. It was like called
the Amish.
The ballpark flavored popcorn or something. It's the same thing.
I thought it was some Amish one.
My beard oil is Amish. Honest Amish. But yeah, Flavicol. Let's see what it's the nutrition.
Here's a 5-pack of that shit for $27.
Let's see what it says.
Yeah,
recommended Flavicol salt usage during popping.
Oh, there's a whole case of it. 800 ounce, 50-pound box.
Yeah, you don't need that much. I'll bring you some.
Yeah. Oh, here's the nutrition facts. Whoa, dude. Sodium, 114%. 2,740 milligrams. That's wild. But now I want popcorn, so I'm glad that we brought that up.
Yeah, I bought the 35 ounces.
What do you use to pop popcorn at home?
I've got one of those just electric ones that
Like the air poppers?
No, it's not an air
The
popper.
old-fashioned one that has like the little metal thing that spins around and you put oil in it?
Yeah.
Those are
With
pretty
the-
cheap off of Amazon, I think.
Yeah.
That's
with-
an original Whirly Pop.
You want the original Whirly Pop?
No, that's what a Whirly Pop is. It's got a little thing in the bottom of it. It turns the kernels.
Yeah, but I
Pops.
think that's the Whirly Pop's manual,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I had one like what you used to have. You know, you could turn the thing, and then it becomes the bowl.
Yeah, you flip it over.
But you look at the bowl wrong, and it breaks.
Dude, that bulb, yeah. You
And
seriously
you can't just buy a replacement bowl.
No, that's the whole scam. That's why I just didn't buy another one. And then
My mom still has the air machine.
My mom has the air one too, yeah.
Yeah, but hers is like straight out of the 50s, though.
Yeah, they were like, is it like that cream color with the black top on it?
I don't think it's black. It's like some weird color of clear yellow.
Yeah, like back when they didn't quite know how to color plastic correctly.
Yeah, and
And
it
it
had
would fade.
the machine with and you put the lid on the top, and you fill a little thing up with kernels, and there's a spot that you could put
Put butter.
a butter cube on
That would melt it.
that was
Well-
like such a fire hazard.
Well, that's kind of what those ones are that I've got. Whatever, you can put a thing of butter in the top and like it. Like
And
the
it
heat-
never really melts that great. It
Yeah.
just creates a way bigger mess for you to clean up. Like, I never like melted butter using that thing. I just melted in the
Yeah,
microwave.
my mom would never let us. I'm like, Mom, making popcorn. She's like, do not put butter in that thing.
we did in ours. Like, it was awesome.
Ruin it.
Yeah, it basically just made the machine way more dangerous.
Yeah,
It was
you
awesome.
Had to take it to the car wash later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the air poppers were weird too because, like, I mean, great idea, but when you'd air pop a kernel, I remember that you'd pour butter over it afterwards, and the kernels would get all like shrunk up because they're not cooked with any oil, and so it's weird. They kind of get soggy after that, so that's why we never liked the air poppers.
What we need for camping is just those the Jiffy Pop.
Yeah, but I tried doing those once and it didn't turn out
You just
very
end
well.
up burning the
Yeah, 'cause
popcorn.
it's
too much heat.
yeah. You don't have a heavy enough duty.
And like, okay, just look up the Jiffy Pop product and tell me whoever created this obviously meant for it to be cooked at home on a stove.
Yes.
Not in a campfire, right?
Correct.
Because
Yes.
this handle is not long enough for you to not burn the shit out of your hand at a campfire.
Yeah, you need some
camp
fireplace tongs.
Campfire popcorn holder for Jiffy Pop or similar poppers. Two pack, because you can't just get one. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done Jiffy Pop in a while. Maybe it's changed. Maybe we should try it. We'll report back after our next trip.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to Winco and buy a big ass bag of popcorn.
Yeah, you got to be able to flavor it yourself, though, man. That's part of the fun.
I got a heavy duty cast iron pot in my
Yeah.
trailer
Yeah.
with a heavy lid. It'd be perfect for doing
Yeah.
popcorn in.
And I mean, anything's perfect for popcorn if it has a lid, pretty much.
Yeah. But you got you got that heavy duty
You got the heat retention.
heat retention. So
Could work.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it'll work. We'll do it on the
The
next
problem
camping trip.
is with the cast iron though, like with popcorn, is you have to be able to shake the pan back and forth because you don't want the kernels to just sit in one
Yeah,
spot.
and it's got a good handle that comes off,
okay.
so you can.
It's like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Problem is that we can't have a fire.
True.
No, we'll just do it over my. Just do it over the burner in the trailer.
Propane fire pit.
Yeah, I've got my propane fire pit, but
But no, we don't have to do it over the fire pit. We can just do it right over burner in the trailer.
it's true you can.
I think we got better stuff to do than just make popcorn all trip. Like we could also just buy microwave popcorn and use your microwave.
That is true.
I think we've done that once, haven't we? Like at the very beginning.
I don't remember. I don't
either.
remember.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen fire restrictions up at Strawberry either. Usually that gets away with it pretty much all year, but not this year. You pretty much can't have a fire anywhere in the state right now.
Yeah, unless you're in designated campgrounds.
Yeah.
Still if you're designated campgrounds in Uinta Wasatch Cache National Forests, you can.
There is one place I know that you can still have a fire, but you're not going to find anything to burn because it's in the middle of the salt flats. I think that's the only place that's.
I don't think you can. All of the state except for the Uinta Wasatch Cache is under a stage 2 fire restrictions.
No, it's not in the salt flats. And then some private land. Some
Yeah.
weird stuff, and some reservations and things that have their own rules. That's funny, yep. But I don't think we've got away with it so far this year. We've done pretty good. We don't have a crazy amount of fires. I think it's been worse in past years with how dry it's been.
So what's worse, stage 1 or stage 2?
Stage 2.
Is the absolute worst.
Yes.
Then how come they allow propane fire pits in stage 2 but not stage 1?
They do.
No, they
allow
do
it
in stage 1.
I don't know.
I think they allow them in both as long as you just have a gas.
No, I think they allow them in stage 1, but you can't have anything in stage 2.
Yeah,
I'll
it
read it
said
right
stage 2 that it said that you can.
I thought it just said you could have
Stage
a propane.
1, no open fires of any kind within established public facilities and improved campgrounds, picnic areas, or in permanently constructed fire pits at private homes where running water is present. So those are the exceptions. No smoking except within an enclosed vehicle, trailer, or building, a developed recreation site, or while stopped in an area that is paved or free from dry vegetation. No fireworks, obviously. No tracer ammunition or other pyrotechnic devices, including exploding targets. No cutting, welding, or grinding metal in any areas. No operating a motorcycle, chainsaw, ATV, or other small internal combustion engine without an approved and working spark arrestor. Stage 2, no open fires of any kind. Devices using pressurized liquid or gas fuels, stoves, grills, or lanterns with a shutoff valve are allowed when used at least 3 feet from flammable material. So you can use propane no matter what.
Okay.
Plus all of the restricted activities listed under stage 1. Do you think that there's a way? I don't know.
Yeah, right here. This is. So here's one that's talking about stage 1.
I just read it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was looking, so I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I just read both stage 1 and stage 2. So you can have gas under both things. You just have to have a shutoff valve. Stage 2, you can't have any fires other than gas. And you still have restrictions on that. You can't like go put your stove in the middle of the weeds and light it. You have to be in an open area. Wouldn't that be crazy if we just all looked up things differently and then all just repeated each other?
Yeah.
Speaking of camping again, I've been on a lot of hikes. Like I've hiked up to top of Angel's Landing, which is a crazy dangerous hike, very steep, very like exposed. Hiked all around here, all around the mountains here in the Uintas. But I just don't get, man, like how you hear of hikers falling. Like you hear that they fall, you know, I get that, but like you never hear why they fell. Like I've never been close enough to the edge of a cliff where I felt like I'm kind of, my body doesn't let me get to the edge of a cliff, right? I can't stand on the very edge and look down. There's no way. My body's like, will be freaking out before I can even get that close. Some people have the ability to do that, but
And maybe those are the people that fall.
maybe those are. I don't know. I just was hearing stories this summer about, you know, hikers that fell or got trapped. There was a story in particular that I heard where this family was hiking up a canyon. They got trapped somewhere above this waterfall or under the waterfall or something like that, and they wrote a message and put it in a bottle and sent it down the river, and somebody found it.
Oh, really?
And they put the date on there. It was like September 17th, like 24 or something. We're stuck under the waterfall. Send help. We need help immediately or something. And they found him and rescued him. But
oh, cool.
it's like you hear about the rescue and that they're stuck, but like, how'd you get stuck under a waterfall? Like, what happened? Did somebody fall and like break their leg and so now you can't move them? Like, I can see that being a legitimate thing. And you've been hiking a lot too, but I never see you like running up to the edge of cliffs. Like, I just don't understand how people fall.
I don't know. I like to look over the edge.
Yeah. Well, you've always kind of had a death wish, though.
Yeah.
Remember when we had the earthquake? Kurt was just like, bring it on, dude. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Maybe we should buy a second home in like a really dangerous place like Tornado Alley or something. That way you can kind of have like more brushes with death.
Right on the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Although we're supposed to have the big one here. You know, everybody talks about it. They've been talking about it since I was 4. Do you think we'll ever have another earthquake like that?
I don't think we'll ever have.
Probably nothing that's going to level the city,
No.
but not in our lifetimes.
It was pretty crazy, that last earthquake, that 8 point whatever that was off of Russia that we got tsunami warnings for.
It just
on the
happened.
whole west coast.
Yeah.
I saw a time lapse of the videos of the ocean rising and falling too, and I was like, dang, that's crazy that an earthquake in Russia rose the sea level in the western United States. It was like an 8.5 though. It was pretty big.
Yeah, I thought it was like 8.8, but
Oh, it might have been 8.8. Yeah, I think they upgraded it. All right, what else you got, Jez? I know you got other things.
okay, I got one. Do either of you know where you're all familiar with the Nike slogan, "Just Do It"?
Yeah.
Do you guys
The
know where
check
it
mark?
came from?
Uh-uh.
No, forget the swoosh. Just the slogan, "Just Do It."
Just do it.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it's actually a little morbid,
Okay.
and actually has a Utah tie-in.
Oh, nice. Contextual and
Yes.
contextual.
So let's see here. In 1977, Gary Gilmore, who was a convicted murderer, was executed by firing squad here in Utah. And so, like, when they were getting ready to do the execution or whatever, the minister came, gave him his last rites.
Any last words?
Any last words? And he said, "Let's do it." So they went ahead with the execution or whatever. So jump forward 10 years, 11 years, and Nike's trying to come up with a new slogan for their shoe company. And one of the execs, that was in charge of coming up with a slogan, thought back to that case, like, of "Let's do it,"
Yeah.
and changed it to
Just do it.
"Just do it." So Nike got their slogan from some guys
On death row.
on death row's
Firing
final
squad.
words before he was executed by
funny.
firing squad here in
And
Utah.
In Utah, yeah.
So,
Well, they probably wouldn't be the company they are without that slogan, honestly. Like, it's iconic at this point,
Oh,
Everybody
definitely.
knows it.
but yeah, I mean, that's only been their slogan since '88.
Yeah,
so
1988, I saw that. The phrase was inspired by the final words of Gary Gilmore, a convicted murderer who was executed in 1977.
yeah,
And then there's a bunch of reasons why Just Do It's a great tagline. Okay, AI, enough. I didn't ask for all this.
yeah. So I heard that the other day. I was like, well, that's a little morbid for a.
Yeah, I mean, gotta get the name, gotta get the taglines from anywhere, man.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, you just gotta have a good tagline for your business, even if it is somebody like telling them to kill him. That was a little morbid.
But yeah,
Wow, we got a lot of time left. Where do we go now after that?
yeah. Going from death. Let's go to something fine. See if we can't come up with something happy.
I got some interesting things to vent. Like, I don't understand. I've seen this happening lately, and maybe it's just a sign of things becoming more expensive, but I don't understand why people go places that they don't have money for. Like, I was at a restaurant. Well, it's like a bar restaurant, right? And there's a guy in there who was running up a tab, and the bartender had to tell him, hey, you left your tab open yesterday and never paid it, so you owe us for that too. So your tab's over like $100 now. You need to pay. They gave him a card and it declined. And then he's like, well, do you have an ATM? They're like, the ATM's out of order right now, but we can't let you leave because you have to pay your bill. And he's like, well, try this card. And that declined. It's like he was there drinking with just no money. Like, that's sad, right?
Some people do it.
Would you, like, if you don't have the money to do that, don't, I guess. But at the same time, man, that would be a tough place to be in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that what ended up happening is they took, like, something from his wallet or something and let him go to an ATM somewhere else and come back, like a way that they could get in contact with him or report him to the cops, you know, if he just left. But, yeah, man. I think that, like, the world today, too, for the younger generation, man, it's so easy to spend money. Like even kids that are like 7, 8 years old right now, they get like in Minecraft, and then Minecraft has like little gems that you buy, or like Robux for Roblox or Fortnite shit. And I had to tell James's son, because I bought him a Minecraft server for his birthday one year, and so he's got like his own little place to play. And he asks his parents all the time, like, oh, I want to buy this cape in Minecraft, or I want this cool skin in Minecraft. You have to tell him, like, this is something, you're spending money on something that's not physical. Like, you get nothing from it.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that. They're just like, well, all my friends do it. It's just crazy, the marketing for kids, you know? They say if you want to make money, sell things to kids, because what parent's going to say no to their kid being like, Mom, I really want it, you know? Crazy.
Some virtual thing that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, what do you get if you buy that? He's like, well, I look super cool. I was like, no, you still look the same to me. You know, and he's like, what do you mean? I mean, in Minecraft. I'm like, yeah, but we're not in Minecraft right now. So literally you spending $5 on that does nothing for you. Does it make sense to you? And he's like, no. I'm like, but you having a cool skin in Minecraft doesn't make you any cooler in real life. Like, you're still just as cool right here. You don't need the skin. Like, you're just throwing your money away. And they're like, yeah, I still want it. We all kind of did that same thing. We just did a little bit different when we were growing up in a little catalog called the Sears catalog. Or the Toys R Us catalog.
When I was playing that castle game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, you also were getting, like, in that instance, I can understand, as an adult, you're getting entertainment from something that's already free. But if you buy things to make your experience better, yeah, you're kind of like paying for your entertainment.
Yeah, it was a play for free, pay to win.
Yeah, that's how most things are.
Play for free, pay to win.
Yeah. And you paid, how much money did you spend on that?
Probably close to $1,000.
And this was a game. Explain what the game was.
If you know anything about Age of Empires.
Yeah.
You remember the game Age of Empires?
Yeah.
Did you ever play that, Ches?
I don't think so.
Microsoft, it was basically
real-time strategy.
Real-time strategy, build up an army, and then, you've got other teams that are building up an army.
Yeah.
You can build walls and cut down trees for mining resources and stuff like that. Same concept, but super watered down. Super watered down. So you could go out and mine, like, little patches, and you'd send an army out to mine this, and somebody could attack that and kill everything that's in there. Or you could... So you had a home castle that you could move around the map, and there's hundreds of other players on the map, and you could start an alliance, and people would attack your castle if your shield was down, and your shield was always operated on a timer.
You were you got really into this, because I remember at one point you were... let's see if I can put this the right way. You were like the ambassador for your particular alliance, and so you would be up at like 1 and 2 in the morning making alliances with Russians.
Yes, yes, yeah. I was not the ambassador. It was something else. It was basically the Secretary of State position.
And they had the game had all of that stuff. Like you would elect a king or whatever.
Yeah, you had a leader, and then you could also be emperor.
Or emperor, that's what it was.
You could also be the emperor of the realm, which was impossible to get, because there's people that play these stupid games that spend tens of thousands of dollars.
So this is how much people are into it. When Kurt decided he was going to quit the game, he sold his account.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I spent.
And it was pretty easy to sell.
I spent like $1,000 on it, but I ended up selling it for $300. But I mean, it was.
Isn't that weird that you had an account on something that was worth the account itself was worth money?
Yeah, and I recently learned, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago that account has now been burned to the ground and banned.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Because the person who bought it turned it into a bot, and so it was like doing all this automation stuff, and the game servers found out about it and banned it.
Wow.
Yeah, I should log into it, but because I haven't in a long time. But Fortnite, everybody's heard about Fortnite, right? The game, it got so big, but when it first came out, when it first was coming out, I got an email from the company saying, hey, because I was interested in the game. It looked super cool. The original concept of Fortnite was you and like 2 or 3 of your friends, I think up to 4 players or something, you would build this fort, and then it was basically a tower defense game. And then like these aliens would come and you'd have to fight them off with your traps that you set, and they couldn't destroy like your little core thing. That's what you're trying to protect. That was the original game idea until the battleground stuff got popular, where like you'd be the last person standing wins, basically.
Is that the one where like you parachute in or whatever?
Yeah. The PUBG was the first one. Player Unknown Battlegrounds was the first game that did that model, and then everybody picked it up. Like Fortnite became hugely popular with it. So they basically gave up on their original idea and just went all in on that battleground stuff. But because I was a beta tester for it, I got all of the beta tester items, like the skin and the banner and all that stuff that you had to get way before anybody even knew about Fortnite.
Yeah.
You know? I'm pretty sure that I could sell my Fortnite account for like thousands of dollars because of that. Which is so funny to me. It's almost like an NFT. Remember when those were all popular?
Yeah.
Poor people that got suckered into buying those, man. Whatever happened to those? Are NFTs still worth anything?
No, that was a scam.
Yeah. Is there still a marketplace for NFTs anywhere? I never got into them. Did you ever look at them, Kurt?
I did, but I think somebody sold me one that's not worth anything, and I don't know. I don't even know where it is.
Unenforceability of content ownership was the main problem with NFTs, it sounds like. Plagiarism and fraud, also a huge problem. Yeah, man, I don't know why people get suckered into that stuff, like Hawk Tua coin.
Yeah.
She's good. Did she ever go to prison?
I think she's going to.
Hey, let's sell a Tua coin and then pump up the price, and then we'll dump all of our money out. How much did she get from doing that?
It was a few $1 million.
Yeah, I think it was, huh? Hawk coin. The coin value surged initially, reaching a $500 million market cap before plummeting, causing losses for many investors. Pump and dump is what they called it. The pump and dump scheme, where insiders artificially inflate the price before selling off their holdings, leaving other investors with losses.
Is that kind of like a hump and dump?
No, that's a different thing, Chase. That's funny. Now we can't end on that. We gotta go somewhere else.
Well, we can't end on hump and dump.
Kurt, give us a crazy fact about something. Go.
No.
You can't come up with anything?
No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Why?
Because I can't. I can't think like that.
Yeah, you got to be put on the spot, man. We need to get your like cat-like reflexes back, man. I'll give you a fun fact. Did you know that frogs don't have penises?
What?
Yeah, look it up, dude. I'm telling you. Weird, huh?
They got to. How else would they?
No, it's crazy.
I don't know if I want to Google that.
Nobody does. Now we can't end on that either. We're just perpetually stuck in a podcast now. We're not going to be able to go anywhere. We're going to sit in this room. Maybe if we just sit in silence long enough, everybody will just press the stop button.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah, you got curious, didn't you?
Nope, male frogs do not have a penis.
I told you. You thought I was lying, man.
The male frog climbs onto a female back and claps her tightly.
Clasps?
Clasps her
Yeah,
tightly.
when you're talking about reproduction, don't say clapped. The frog's just clapping that ass. We almost made. You remember that one episode you laughed so hard that you passed out in
Yes.
the podcast studio? I was like, what? You're like, dude, I just passed out. Well, you finished your sentence now.
So, and then as the female lays eggs into the water, the male releases sperm externally to fertilize them.
Yep. So think about that next time you're swimming in water.
I guess that'd kind of be like the way fish do it.
Kind of the way fish. Yeah, same thing as fish.
So,
well, there you go. Now you got to hear us talk about things that didn't matter for about an hour, and you got a great fact at the end of the show
yep.
that you may or may not have wanted. I mean, nobody asked
Yeah.
for that either, just like nobody asked for the brisket Whopper, but you got it anyway.
I think that should be the title of the episode. Frogs don't have penises.
Just like totally break our convention.
Yeah.
Instead of the Weekly Insult episode 364, and just put frogs don't have penises.
Yeah, we like when we used to have a guest, we would put the guest name in.
Yeah.
Instead of the
Okay, I'll put that as the
Yeah.
title. I don't know if. I guess technically, I don't think any of our syndication platforms would be mad at the word penis, but you never know.
Yeah.
I can see Apple being the one that's like, no, you can't have that in your title.
But it's a factoid.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, what do we got to lose, man? Let's just put it in the title and see what happens. It'll just be an
Exactly.
experiment.
So
now it will definitely confuse people because they'll be listening to the whole episode, and 38 seconds before the end of the show, they finally find out what we're talking
Yeah.
about, and nothing else for the whole hour. This is the ultimate troll. We're doing it.
yep.
Sorry for the title, but you found out why and how that idea came to pass. 20 seconds before the show ended. Wow. Well, I'm going to try again this next camping trip for real to try and film another video. I've been telling everybody on the show I will release a video of one of our camping trips at some point, but it's, man, like I have a respect for people that do that all the time because it's not as easy as everybody makes it look. This will be my 5th attempt at actually creating something that's worthwhile and hopefully has no technical problems. I think I've worked out all the kinks now, but that's what you have to do when you do anything new. You know, practice makes perfect, and you got to keep at it.
Yep.
I mean, we're not good at podcasting, but somehow we have 346 episodes, so we must have been doing something right.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see you next time on the Not So Weekly Insult or whatever it is we're calling it this
Exactly.
this time.
All right.
Kurt, give us a fact. Go.
No.
Give us a fact about you. What's your favorite color?
Gray.